On this week's episode of Gaming Buzzed, E3 wrap-up. And here are your hosts, Bill and Reese.
Hey there guys, and welcome back to Gaming Buzz, where we always meet expectations. Typically because we're drunk.
Because you're beautiful.
Yeah, if you have low expectations, it's real easy to meet.
Oh no, you're breathtaking. That's what
You're breathtaking.
That's what it
You're
was.
breathtaking. I'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
I won't fix it in post. So guys, we actually, I think we might have something cool to do today. It looks like there's something.
Where did you come
I
from?
don't know.
Have you been here since the tournament?
How long have you been down there?
When was Nam?
Jesus, man. We need to
I just remember gunfire, and then somebody told me to duck, and then next thing I know, I'm standing right
This
here
is
on
what
Gaming Buzz.
happens when we don't lock the door.
I mean, at least Kenny left.
Yeah, so guys, we have Brian back on the show. You might remember him from an episode that you'll never see that we're just talking about. But we have Brian had guested on an episode that we recorded that Reese is probably going to scrap because Reese doesn't feel like doing the editing work for it. But that doesn't matter.
First I've seen you editing an episode.
Yeah. So, but today, guys, we are doing our E3 recap episode because E3 just happened last weekend, and man,
A lot happened.
So a lot happened. Some balls are dropped. Some games were announced. We are in store for a great episode. But before we get any further, William, my good man.
Oh, that's for the ladies. Sorry.
That's not gonna be enough for
that should be tucked back here.
Oh yeah, cool.
That's not going to be enough.
Well, I want to drink that later. I totally do.
Well,
That was a bottle of Smirnoff Ice, red, white, and blue for all the listeners not watching the podcast.
behold and all its
for
glory.
anyone that's listening on iTunes, Stitcher.
Remember when you were like 21 and got iced? Yeah,
It's
kinda like
a
that.
delicious beverage for anybody that doesn't care about their
If you don't mind acid reflux.
Dignity.
their status in society, I guess.
Oh, I know we got a Founders.
Oh, who's got
I'm
Founder
gonna go.
Salvo Pounder?
Oh, I'm dead.
All right, cool. What else we got in the variety pack today, Bill?
High Tide? I feel like you and me were just talking about that.
Dude, I showered, I promise.
Oh, is that a Rage a Bitch?
The Truth.
It's the truth. Flying Dog, pass it down. Pass it down. Imperial IPA. I'll
We
back
have a
this
regular
up.
IPA from Yards. We have the Rye IPA from Supply.
I never heard of that. That's cool.
The Two Roads Road to Ruin.
Yes,
So good.
yes. Two words. Great beers. Great beers.
The White Lager from Zwickel Beer. I swear I didn't say something racist.
Oh. Why white lager? Where's the black lager, Bill? What's that one you got there?
The 5 a.m. Saint from Brewdog, I believe.
Okay, cool.
It's a 21st century red ale.
Oh, okay.
It's not 20th century, because you know.
Yeah, we're living in the future. That's cool. We got some good beers that we have not drank before.
Mama Pills.
Okay, Mama Pills we've had.
Ooh, the
Oh,
nine.
weren't we just talking about
literally
Dogfish
were.
Head?
Oh my god.
If we had a 120 made in here, we'd probably all be fist fighting.
Yeah. And another High Tide.
We'd be fist fighting.
Great Divide,
we'd be
the
fist
roadie.
fighting not to drink it.
Oh, Great Divide. Great Divide, okay.
And Lagunitas. Reese, you're like, this is why I go to you with these.
So let's citrusness. It's the citrusness.
Wait, let me give that a go.
Like, yeah, all right. Put the specs on.
Citrus senis.
Citronennis.
Citru.
All right, both these stop before we
That's a
start.
capital. Wait, no. I spell. I promise. That's a capital S. So it's citrusinesis.
Sure.
Sure.
So,
I wouldn't bet on it.
since this is our E3 episode, we're actually going to kind of switch things up instead of doing the news first because our entire episode's going to be news. We're going to go straight into what's buzzing with us as we get that out of the way, and we'll hop right into the news. Bill, please. Tell
John
me.
Wick 3.
Oh,
It was so much more violent than the previous
I
one.
heard it's so over the. I haven't seen it yet.
I don't want to say over the
Yeah, I
top, but there is like a whole knife fighting scene where they're literally just throwing knives back and forth.
God, I live for knife fights.
Yes.
I live for knife. Like that.
And,
the Dark Knight, dude.
Yeah.
The Joker's like, you know why I use a knife? Like ever since then, like I live for that shit.
And there was the groan scene because, of course, John grabs the guy and it's the slow push of the knife into the eye.
Ooh.
And it sticks with it the whole time. It's over the top. Yes, it deserves another movie. Keanu is fucking breathtaking.
Yes, you are breathtaking.
Like, Hollywood's nicest guy and does like the most violent movies. I don't get it. I still want a Constantine too, if I'm being honest.
Oh, Warner Brothers got to get their shit together and not have shows like Swamp Thing canceled. Oh.
I saw that and just laughed right away.
One episode dropped in cancellation. That was a big problem. We'll talk about it in the news.
I mean,
later.
well, hold on. They did better than Jessica Jones. They canceled it and they're still going to release it.
Yeah, good point.
So hats off to you, Mark. You fucked up there.
So Brian, what's been buzzing with you?
Not a whole lot recently. I've been on a little bit of a hiatus from the live streaming.
Please tell the guys. You stream games. Tell them your Twitter. Tell them your Twitch.
Anymore because I've been kind of not really on Twitch. Best place to keep up with me is my Twitter. I might not be live streaming all the time, but I'm still out here tweeting. The memes or whatever.
Yeah, amen.
It's at O'Brien Gaming, like the letter O, Brian Gaming on Twitter.
Brian with an I or?
With an I. Brian with an I.
Yeah, make sure you tell the people.
The letter O,
fucking white
Brian with an I, Gaming.
Are you kidding me? You know these black names that are like so fucking horribly fucking so ridiculous spellings? Like,
at least if I went into that, we would never have a show again.
I know, but at least leave it to me. Leave it to me to be that guy and talk about this horrible black names. I remember growing up with a girl in high school. This is so long ago, and she's like, "If I had a daughter, I think Dasani's a good name." I'm like the fucking water. She's like,
yeah, but you never have to worry about being dehydrated ever again because you're literally.
I mean, probably financially dehydrated, but that's about it.
Oh, and it only took about 5 minutes for Bill dropped a racist remark.
How's it racist? Kids cost money.
I'm honestly,
black people.
Can we talk about how I'm a little upset because you scrapped the last episode I was on and you spent the entire time talking to him about how he always makes a racist comment, and then he said something. And then right in the middle of the tournament, I said something by accident. He was like, dude, that tenfold beats anything racist I've ever seen.
I'll go see if I can find the clip. If I can find the clip, I'll share it on the page.
I just remember telling my girlfriend before that episode, she went, please, God, don't be racist. I just went, I'll leave my torch.
Bill is not racist. He stretches the imagination. It's an ongoing gag for any new listeners of the show.
It's only when Justin's on here I'm racist.
Yeah, it really is only when Justin's in. Yeah, Justin's in fucking Virginia. Justin was supposed to be on. I'm gonna be upset with you, make you upset, but Justin was gonna be our moderator for this episode.
Hey man,
we kind of me and Reese want to be the hype men to watch you two just argue with each other more.
League minimum in the NFL is $800K a year, so second string kickers still make more money than I do. I'll take it.
Amen. So for me, guys, what's been buzzing with me is I talked about it before, but I'm engaged, guys, and that's really what's been going on in my life.
I gotta say it again. You found your player 2.
But
wait for player 3 next year.
Yeah, man. Oh man.
Spoiler
alert. No, that's not your player 3. That's EA DLC content.
That's
pay money for.
See, you took the financial thing and ran with it.
There it is. Good setback.
See, now you're just an enabler.
But now we actually we picked our wedding venue. We picked the date. We're gonna get married March 29th. So something real cool I want to talk about. This is the reason why I brought up on the gaming podcast is because I had to choose my best men, and for me choosing my best men, I mailed them out packages, and the package I'll put the images on the website. So if anyone's listening, go to GameBuzz.com or check us out on Facebook. We'll post it there. And I showed them. It was it says "You have died." It's a picture of GoldenEye screenshot of Bond shooting the camera with the blood coming down.
It's great.
And it says select character on the opposite side of the page, and it's the multiplayer, and it says best man, and it's a picture of the best man. It says groom for the other character, which is me. So they got their gifts. They thought it was really funny. I thought it was cool. I'm a big gamer. They're big gamers. I figured that was
We'll
something.
just put it all to rest now. I'm not one of the best men because Reese is having a very small ceremony, which I fully endorse completely.
You guys both will be at the reception, but our ceremony is very, very small. So we will drink many a beers at
I remember you, Brian, I think you were here. I think you were here for the
You're going to be there, dude. Oh, shit. Of course you're going to be in the reception. Are you kidding?
Down there.
I better mark that down in my calendar. Where's my pen?
We're just down there reading this.
But guys,
right.
But all right, so before we go any further and get into the news, so there is a little chunk of news that isn't E3 related. Broken Goblet Brewing is where I bartend. I just bartended there over the weekend. And I'm a little biased, but maybe. But I go into my locker because I bought a CD. One of the bands I played was awesome. We always have great music. So I bought a CD, and I go to throw it in my locker, and I'm like, what's this in my locker? Bill, what was in my locker?
This is just, I'm just going to, Brian, I think we can all agree, that's just gorgeous artwork.
It is.
Yeah,
What
but
about
like,
the gold?
no, but like grip it with both hands. Though.
The gold inline.
If I grip it with both hands, like it kind of just diminishes.
I love
wait, I see.
it. Yeah.
It's just hitting me.
I'll take a shot at that too, Bill. If you're gripping it with both hands.
Reese, you're a tied down man now.
Yeah, I am.
You can't
So,
talk
guys
about
that are listening and not watching, I got a bottle of the Game of Thrones House Stark, because House Stark's the best
This
house.
just looks awesome. I'll just pass it down so you can do it.
Single malt Scotch whiskey. So, because this is Gaming Buzz and we're degenerate alcoholics, we are going to drop a shot. If anyone's watching the show, has to check out the bottle. It's
Well,
really
Reese,
cool.
there's 105 calories. Like, I'm gluten free.
Well, you bet.
Sucks to suck, man.
Yeah, it
What do you want?
sucks.
I just like how
I
these-
just got done Tony too. I don't like the
Bill,
walk.
I'm gonna pour the shot. You better get after it.
Pitter patters. I just like how there's nutrition facts in alcohol. Like, what do you need that for? You're drinking because you're sad.
So just on the side note, we're pouring this. I've been getting into Letterkenny, which Bill's already a huge fan of.
Oh, yes.
And now every time I do a shot, it's cheers, shot.
Oh, I was gonna say
Every time now.
You guys are gonna be the death of me, man. I'm telling you, I'm literally a walking, talking shot face. I turn into a little bitch when somebody feeds me.
Well, at least you know what it is, though. You'll call it what it is. You would jump up, do a shot.
Ooh.
Smooth.
Fuck me.
I mean, we had a couple more of those. On
Yeah. So Brian's dying. Me and Bill are like, yes.
That is smooth. Holy shit.
So me and Bill might have a problem. So
Look at
that was.
mine.
We'll
That
pour
was-
you that wine if you really want. If you
Oh yeah, you
I'll
want
just- I
the
think
Euro.
I'll just stick to my Smirnoff Ice, I think.
The
We'll be
Euro
carrying
box
Brian.
wine that's still in
that
the
we
studio.
stabbed the sword just to just go.
Oh man,
Brian, every time I have a sip of that, even if it's a small glass on the show, I have the worst hangover.
that
Ever.
you know if you ever watch or listen to our episodes, you know it's a real drunk episode when we run out of beer and Bill's like, all right, well fuck it, I'm drinking the wine. I'm like, oh god, it's gonna be one of those days.
Star Wars episode was our worst.
Star Wars episode was a shit show, but it's one of my favorite listens. I love going back with you.
When I'm just staring intently at
I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I love being on your show, guys, but like, I don't know if I want to be a part of that. So, no, if it ever comes down to it, I think I'll opt to be the guy that takes the beer run in the middle of the show.
that would probably be better than
drink
what we
the
did for
box
Star Wars
wine.
episode because we took the break and just went, I've got wine in the car. Yeah, it was our worst idea ever. I drank a pint glass of rosé.
That's the downfall. That's the downfall.
So
It's right here.
studio dogs in the studio. If you guys hear some pitter
And just-
patter, don't mind him.
He's just.
If you hear, honestly, if
He's
you
just
hear
doing dog
pitter-patter,
yoga.
get at her.
Yeah,
Okay?
pitter patter.
He's just doing dog yoga.
All right, so let's get into the news here. Like I said, there's a couple of news things that we want to talk about in this week's episode that don't have to do with E3. I'm going to start it right off with, it's kind of funny because if anyone doesn't know, I'm a graphic designer by trade at day, and I work in a print shop, and we just printed shirts for the new esports arena that's being built in Philadelphia called the Fusion Arena.
I actually have a reason to pregame for something.
Dude, you don't even have to pregame there. It's literally right across the street from Xfinity. You can choose from
Fair
4
enough.
different bars in one building and then walk 100 yards.
But do
to
I
the
want to
esports
pay
arena.
$8 for a PBR?
No, but you can go get fresh
Here's-
yards.
here's
on
my
tap.
thing.
Fair enough.
So it's a $50 million. Wow, I haven't drank that much. It's a $50 million arena being built next to Xfinity Live in Philadelphia. It's for Team Fusion. It's called Fusion Arena. Team Fusion is the base out of Philadelphia. Who is paying money to go watch esports?
Me.
I might.
I am.
Honestly,
Absolutely.
just to, like,
Absolutely.
just to say I did.
No, and so
I'm curious.
So Fusion's an Overwatch team.
Yes.
Like their primary game is Overwatch. I don't know if Fusion's actually like a full-on organization where they have multiple teams. But if you've ever watched like a professional, because I've done this before, if
Yeah.
you've ever watched a professional like esports team take on another professional esports team on a 500-inch flat screen with hundreds of people around you, like live.
Okay.
No, it's like nothing else. It's not like, and it's hard to explain
Yeah.
because it's not like going to a baseball game and everybody's there to watch baseball because it's the American pastime.
Yeah.
It's weird. kind of, because you're watching somebody else play video games.
I'm completely for it.
It's almost like one of the most exciting things I've ever done. Like it's like a sickness almost, because it like attacks you and you can't do anything about it. It just takes hold, and all of a sudden you find yourself cheering for a game you've never even like watched before, because you're there watching your home team. You know what I mean?
Here's my question on this: is Philly like one of the first cities to do this?
No, this is not the first esports arena.
Okay.
Philadelphia is now getting on board and building an esports arena. I don't know which other cities have ones, but Philly's not the first.
Would you know?
I
feel like Texas has one.
No, I think
Maybe.
don't quote me on this. I don't want. Don't quote me on this. I think Chicago maybe.
Cali's got to have one.
Yes.
Silicon Valley. Cali's got to got one.
More than likely, yeah.
Yeah, and they do. Well, I know they do tournament pop-ups. Like, so we've had tournament pop-ups in Jersey, in Philly, and everywhere. But I don't know any other arenas that are. This is for esports.
I think it's more like an East Coast thing, like the actual arenas, and now Philly's like jumping on that bandwagon. But like as you said, Chicago probably has one, but. I don't know. I find it as a very interesting thing. Like I probably will go.
So okay, it's cool though, because from what I read, the way they're setting everything up when they build it, it can be used for X amount of things. Like their primary purpose is it's supposed to be the Fusion's home team. Like this is our home stadium, but it can be used for all kinds of stuff, conferences and. Like, you know, E3 style stuff like that. If they ever want to host something like on that magnitude,
I hadn't thought of that.
It's literally essentially like a large scale conference center. Like it's a single stage indoors. They'll probably have bars and stuff in there.
I'd imagine.
But it's a, you know, it's pretty much like a blank canvas.
So one thing I will say, and I've never been big into a lot of esports. I was in the MLG for Left 4 Dead. That was the biggest I've ever got my feet wet into actual professional gaming. I didn't play in the MLG for a while. I for myself, in my opinion, I was pretty good. The only reason why I say that, if out of all the time I played Left 4 Dead online, I won 75 to 80% of the time.
Right.
Like, you know, if I lost, it was because my shitty teammates they sucked. That's why I lost. No. I was pretty decent in Left 4 Dead. I played a little bit of MLG. I don't even remember what my ranking was. But one thing I will say too, the idea of esports. I'm going to take this back, because me being the retro gamer that I am.
When he does this,
I do too.
Me being the retro gamer that I am.
Back in my day.
we're literally all nostalgia whores.
Back when I walked to school uphill in the snow both ways.
When controllers only had 2 buttons on them.
We didn't have compressed air to clean out cartridges. We had to use our goddamn mouse.
So me and my buddies used to play GoldenEye N64, and no bullshit. We were recording, because I would plug it in my RCA jacks through their VCR, and we would record our matches and go back and like do our own commentary. Basically, we watch and be like, "Oh shit! Like, did you see that shot? Like, oh yeah, I totally got you right there." Like so. I guess the idea of watching sports is it's a cool thing. It's a big thing, and I'm just glad to see people are marketing on it. Studio Dog, get out of here! Get out of here, Studio Dog.
I'm sure I'm sure it was very weird for my hand to just go down and kind of like.
As far as like esports goes, that's like if you're into esports, if you're a pro gamer, they do that all the time.
Yeah.
They go back and they watch their own footage and they're like, I peaked this the wrong way. I took the wrong path. I did this wrong. I did this right. And they go back and I'm serious. It does. It will. But they're getting paid, you know, X amount of millions of dollars to win high level tournaments like this. That's what they do. Is
this the next ESPN thing? Like they have the poker tournament.
Well, no. So I'll tell you right now, because I watch it Sundays because it's a low traffic TV day. ESPN shows Overwatch League.
Yeah.
Do they? Oh, 100%.
Disney XD does it too.
Yeah. So
Disney XD has
this is
an
a
Overwatch.
thing. Like, I know it's a thing, and no lie, dude, I've woken up hungover on a Sunday morning and it's turn my TV on, and ESPN was probably still on, and I watch Overwatch League. I'm like, oh, good headshot. Like half a step ahead.
Right.
So
teamwork.
So, Brian, you actually have a little bit more esport news that's been going on in the world that you wanted to bring up about. There's something about Optic.
Yeah. You're a liaison. You're our Geraldo Rivera
for PvP stuff, right?
Just without the mustache.
No,
not as
you would look sexy with the Geraldo Rivera mustache. By the way,
the esports community is like falling apart right now.
Yeah.
You have 100 Thieves, which is Nate Shot, an original member of Optic, which I'll get to in a second.
Okay.
he started his own team, 100 Thieves, and he brought on Nick Merckx, which is a Fortnite streamer.
Okay.
There was a falling out and issues with that, and that blew up. And in the same week that that blew up, you have Tfue, which is another Fortnite streamer. He's actually essentially like a lot of people would call him like the best Fortnite player. I don't know if that's actually.
Is he so? For me and for Bill, we're not big esports guys. The only name I know, and probably the only name Bill knows, is Ninja.
Yeah.
That's the one we all know.
Ninja,
so compare Tfue to Ninja for us. Like explain it to people that know nothing.
Tfue would beat Ninja. 9 times out of 10. Ninja will get the one, but Tfue.
Really? Okay. Tfue's actually better, but Ninja's the one that got popular.
So Ninja's the popular guy.
Yes,
exactly.
So he got more endorsements.
He's the popular kid at school, and he actually started out in a game called H1Z1, which I play regularly on the PS4.
Yes.
But originally it was a DayZ mod that somebody turned into a battle royale, and that's where the whole battle royale thing started.
Which you talked about on the episode that won't ever air.
I feel like we just kind of need to,
I had so many good one-liners.
I feel like we just need to keep it out as like a lost tapes.
Yes, it's there. I got the footage.
It's Ninja's side project.
Ninja's the popular kid. Tfue was
tell us about Tfue.
a nobody.
Okay.
He tried to be a content creator. He played H1Z1 alongside with Ninja, but Ninja was the popular kid. And so Tfue never really got any recognition. So ergo, like a year ago, Battle Royales are starting to get really big, and they have experience in both of them. FaZe Clan, which is the direct competitor to Optic, as far as like, if you've ever played Call of Duty, you know FaZe Clan and you know Optic. They're the two trick-shotting clans, and they're like the biggest names, I guess, in like esports. Tfue signs a bad contract with FaZe Clan because he's young and he doesn't know what he's doing, and like he's just trying to get that break that everybody dreams of, right? And it ended up being like an 80-20 split where he only gets to keep 20% of whatever earnings he gets, and FaZe Clan takes 80% and all this other stuff. And essentially, from where we're at right now, the contract is supposedly null and void according to Tfue's lawyer because of a statute in California which the company's contract, like law division, is based out of, that doesn't let talent agencies limit your branding abilities.
Okay, so, well that's good for the creators.
It's designed to protect the anybody that falls into the category that isn't a major like actor and musician. You're talking about like artists, people who paint,
bands that aren't on that level,
YouTube creators, bloggers, things along those lines that don't really have like a specific clique they fit into, but are more generalized as like an art form.
Okay. So now my question is, how does that tie into? Because I know it does into the Optic buyout.
It doesn't necessarily tie into the Optic buyout. It's more or less like things across the esports platform in general. The big names, everything's kind of just like falling apart. It's been a really dramatic month. I can put. And so, to my final point, which I saved it for last because it's the biggest one, Optic. Anybody that's ever played Call of Duty has always wanted to be a part of Optic. The Trickshotting Clan, they're the big boys. They're the Robert Downey Jr. They're the you know what I mean?
Got it.
I'm more of a George Clooney guy.
Okay. Well, you're a FaZe Clan guy. Bad contracts and nobody wants to be part of your team. So.
We killed him. And we killed
I'm more of a Sam Jackson. I just yell motherfucker at people.
Optic is Optic. As far as I'm concerned, and like anybody that I've ever talked to that's into competitive gaming, Optic is.
They're the big boys.
They're Marvel. They're the Avengers.
They're Disney. They're Disney.
There you go.
They're like, if you've ever heard of this thing, Optic is that name you've heard of that goes with that.
Okay, cool.
Like, they're like the big boys. They wear the pants. And they've been going through a process recently where they potentially were going to be bought out. Well, this last, I don't know, what's today? Sunday?
Sunday, the 14th,
I think it was Thursday or Friday, they actually went through and finalized the buyout. There's a gaming company, team, organization, whatever you want to call it. It's called Immortals, and they bought out Optic. And in like regular civilian terms, that's like somebody,
what does that mean?
That's like somebody buying Apple or somebody buying like Microsoft.
So my quick question is, so what does that mean for the future of esports? What's that mean for the future of Team Optic? Like, what is Immortal? Like, who's Immortals? Like, what does it mean that Immortals is buying that?
I can't really speak to what it means for the future.
Okay.
I know Immortals originally, when they did their buyout plan, was trying to drop the Optic Call of Duty team. Now, like I just mentioned, they're the big boys. The Call of Duty Optic team, they wear the pants. They're the Avengers. They're like, everybody's heard of them. It doesn't matter who you are. If you play video games, you've heard of the Optic Call of Duty team.
Okay.
That's like being the owner of the NFL and saying like, oh, the Patriots shouldn't be a team anymore. We're just gonna get rid of them.
Really?
You know
so
what I mean?
that's what
like Optic is literally like the winningest organization in esports history.
And then someone came in and said, we're just going to buy you out and fuck you guys.
Yeah,
we want your, because they want their name. They want their property.
Want the Optic name.
They want the property. And they don't give a fuck about the product. They just want the property.
Somebody pretty much described it like this, right? This is Optic, right?
Yeah, so he's holding up some sunglasses, by the way.
This is Optic right here. This is Optic. It's always been Optic. This guy wearing the sunglasses, right?
Okay.
This is what you're familiar with. This specific guy wearing these sunglasses, right?
Okay.
And then all of a sudden Immortals comes in, and they're like, oh, we're these guys, right? Those guys are gone, and now we're going to wear the glasses.
Okay, so
you're not worried about
the whiskey bottle.
You're not worried about the glasses, because the glasses is just that little OG brand name.
Okay.
You didn't sign on for the glasses. You signed on for this guy right here. So they're like, bye, we're this.
That's dumb, though.
Right?
That's not the truth.
That's why I'm saying
that's not the truth.
It's like,
because here's the thing. The beer bottle, whiskey bottle comparison, the whiskey bottle, it might be more expensive. Yeah, it might be special. It might be great, everything like that. But people love the beer can.
You didn't sign on for the whiskey bottle. You signed on for the beer can. The glasses, it doesn't matter who wears them.
Yes.
You're here for this guy.
Yes.
It's like, you want that greater high? Yeah,
that's what's going on. And the guy, and so I have a lot of respect for Hector, the guy, the CEO of Optic, or former CEO, because he got bought out. He did,
because he's making money. He's lived his dream, and I don't knock any people like that because they're like, they created something. And I think about that stuff. I always think about stuff like being in the band and with the brewery I work at, and all the stuff that I've ever done in my life is like, we do these things because we love these things. And then when someone comes along and is like, you've been doing a great job at what you're doing, and I want to throw millions of dollars at you because the great job you're doing is finally paying off. So I don't knock Optic. I don't knock any people like that guy sold out. They sold out. And I'm like, no, they're making their lives. They did what they want to do. They people like that make up their mind and be like, I want to do what I want to do for fun, and I want to be able to do it for fun and make money from it. And then eventually they made money. So I'm not mad at them for making the money of doing what it is.
You're gonna appreciate this. I steal another Letterkenny meme. You find something you love, you never work a day in your life.
There it is. I
mean, I'm a gamer. I'm a mechanic. I love working on cars. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I get paid for a hobby.
Yeah.
No, but
in the nicest way, like, oh, you're about to wrap.
Yeah.
Because I just have something I'm gonna put in. Like,
no, please. Yeah, please do.
No. When you're done.
So like to wrap what I was getting at, Optic did officially get bought out by Immortals.
Okay.
As of right now, I can't speak to the future. They planned on dropping the COD team, and from what I know so far of everything that I read as of today, the COD team stays, which I think is really smart on their part. If they were to drop it, they were stupid. Hector, with a former CEO who was the guy that originally started Optic, he met a couple of guys at a Call of Duty tournament like 20 years ago when Call of Duty first came out.
Did he buy
and he was like,
six Moped turbos and a full point exhaust?
No. He wasn't running smooth. He didn't stop it there.
He's got three. He's got 300.
I like how your thing is, though. It's mine. It's like, I met a couple guys. Were they up to no good? We're by Philly, for fuck's sake.
No,
it's right there.
He literally showed up to a Call of Duty tournament with socks and a smile and left with the dream that everybody wants. He picked 4 or 5 guys, and he was like, let's make a team out of this, and we can do like anything we want. And they did. They turned Optic into the biggest name in gaming. But he put in a bid, which was the highest bid to buy out the primary stock in Optic.
Okay.
And they turned him down and sold out to Immortals. So that's what I know so far.
Okay.
As far as I know, they're not dropping Call of Duty, which, like I said, I think that would be really stupid. But I don't know. I can't speak for the future. What I can say is all the stuff that's been going on in esports like community recently, things are going to change. Things are going to change. There's been a lot of like the Tfue thing. There's been a lot of
movement.
Up and coming gamers.
There's a lot of movement going on
that don't know any better and they sign that bad contract, and nobody that big has ever voiced their opinion on like you can't do this to me, you know, and it's pretty much flipped in every aspect. Everything that's going on has flipped the entire esports like community upside down these last couple of months.
Okay.
So I'm curious to see what happens.
Like,
you know,
imagine, like, you know, I'll put this in a parable for people that, you know, some of our viewers, because we're not the big esports crowd. I know some people out there really care about it. That's why I love getting Brian's opinion. Well, I'll put it in perspective. Imagine when Disney bought out Fox, and Fox's biggest selling thing right now is Deadpool. It wasn't Disney bought out Fox, and the next day they were like, "We're firing Ryan Reynolds. We're firing the writers and directors of Deadpool." You know it's
You don't
almost,
even know the backlash.
You know,
I'm understanding.
But, I mean, it's a bigger level. It's a different level. But that's the comparison for some people, because that's what it sounds like to me. It's imagine when Disney did the big buyout, which everyone knows they did the big buyout, and they took Fox's biggest property at the moment, which is Deadpool, and said, all right, yeah, so we bought this, and fuck Ryan Reynolds, and fuck Tim Miller, fuck all the people that write for it, fuck the directors, we're just gonna do something different. And that's shitty.
Or like Disney ever bought out Marvel, and then the Avengers just didn't happen.
Yeah, that would be shitty.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So definitely Immortals needs to be smart about what their next move is, because they are kind of holding the cards for an entity that is now a bigger and buzzing thing. It's doing nothing but getting bigger and bigger.
It's something that's never happened before. So it's like the ball's in their court. How is the next 10
What's
years?
the next move?
How is the next 10 years in esports going to go? It's up to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
now to the point I was gonna get to, because I'm sure the viewers like see me like staring off and like thinking about this.
Yeah, I can just see it. Like I can just picture it. Like I'm looking through the camera.
You
through
have
the phone, you're just
ruined-
like, oh, here we go again.
Just I'm not saying you personally, but the way you like described that whole thing, you have ruined like the up and coming, like, you know how we had like the Rockies and all that.
Yeah, underdogs. The underdogs.
Our children aren't going to have that. They're going to have the kids who just sit
that's-
there in their room.
that's what I'm
and,
saying,
like,
though. That's
game
where-
hard enough to like become one of the hardest things.
That's where the Tfue thing comes in. Because those kids that do that, they're the ones that are like, yo, if I had a break, I could make millions. And then all of a sudden, like, a medium to large organization says, hey, you're really good, we want to sign you, but they put you into a bad contract. Now that somebody that
This is
big
what I'm saying.
now that
Because
somebody
those
that big has done that, it's flipped it upside down. You now have that opportunity for that kid that he's got no money, he's got nothing to his name other than a TV and a PlayStation.
But these inspirational
But
films are
he's
going to be so different
I
now.
know.
Like, Creed, that shit's gone. It's probably going to be Creed 365 for all we fucking know.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a dude trying to beat Mike Tyson's knockout. I don't fucking know. But it just feels like that's going to be the next big thing. Like, football is just kind of fall to the side. This is just my prediction.
It might have it, but it's still the biggest watch sports in the world. Soccer's worldwide. Football still makes more money than soccer. It's just that's what it is.
But I just feel like the major sports are going to start to fall under this.
I would like to see esports in the future. We got to move on. We got to move on. We got to move to the next news point. No problem at all. So next news point, I'm going to skip over because we started watching the trailer for it before we started, and we wanted to watch it so we talk about it. But I will just say real quickly, the Dr. Sleep trailer dropped, which is
the sequel to The Shining?
Sequel to The Shining.
About 30 years later?
And people were like, oh, sequel to The Shining, don't ruin the original. Listen, Stephen King wrote The Shining, Stephen King wrote Dr. Sleep. This is a book that is a sequel to the book of The Shining, and this movie is an adaptation of that book.
People also said, don't remake it. And
See how great that was.
It fucking was. I'm ready for chapter 2.
Well, Stephen King also notably for years had problems with the miniseries. And everyone loves the miniseries, and I grew up on that. That was one of my favorite horror things growing up on. But Stephen King famously has a problem with a lot of his movies that get remade, and it was not one of them.
I did not know that.
Don't look at me, dude. I don't like clowns. I have an irrational fear of clowns. Like I'll skydive, I'll free jump off a building. I don't know.
Killer Clowns Around Space? Oh man, you're missing out.
I don't. It was not a good movie for me originally.
It wasn't a good look. It's not a good look.
No, it's not for me.
We'll do this real quick. Top Stephen King films.
Well, Top Stephen King films are my favorites.
Yeah,
man.
We'll start Reese and Brian the middle.
All right. Real quick, I gotta give a shout out to a dark horse that no one's ever gonna pick because this really wasn't great. But I loved it growing up. Tommy Knockers. I loved the Tommy Knockers miniseries. Yep. That was the time travel one with the plane that flew through the portal and they ended up time traveling. It was not great. But as a child, for me, because I was a big Stephen King nerd growing up, reading, I've read all the books. He was my favorite author in high school. Because I was like, well, I'm going to read Stephen King. I'm going to be different. But I did love Stephen King. So Tommy Knocker's going to give a shout out to, because no one's going to give a shout out to that. Number 2, then, I'm going to have to say Needful Things, because Needful Things is my favorite book. It's not the best adaptation movie-wise, but I love that book so much. It's my favorite Stephen King book, and I did like the movie adaptation. It was the final story in Castle Rock. They go back to it in Dark Tower series, because Dark Tower deals with time travel in different universes and whatever, so cool. But I love Evil Things. It was a story of the devil moves into a town, Castle Rock, and he opens up a knick-knack shop, and he starts selling knickknacks to people, and they're all monkey's paws, you know? Like, he's like, I have the one thing you were looking for. And then that one thing you're looking for ruined your life. Actually, they did a parody of it 5 million times, but most famously in Rick and Morty.
Yes.
Where Summer worked in the story. That was a parody of Evil Things. Yep. And number 1, by far, my favorite horror movie of all time, The Shining.
Fair enough. Brian?
The Shining was the only one that I watched after the whole It thing with the Stephen King and the clowns and the
Carrie,
Cujo, Green Mile.
Green Mile,
Stand by Me.
Stand by Me.
I don't.
Good choice.
It's like if you light the stove and you put your hand on it and it burns you.
You don't put your hand back
why
on
would
the
you
stove.
put your hand back on the stove?
Okay,
You know what I mean?
all right, I get it.
You know what I mean? Like I saw The Shining. I saw The Shining before I saw It, and this was like. I'm sure I saw It when I was a kid because horror movies and stuff like that. But it's like the first time I actually saw it and was like old enough to comprehend and remember it. That was it for me. That was it for me. And I probably saw this. Stop it! Oh my god!
You set yourself up for this.
Dude, my band Beyond Dishonor on their first record have a song called "Isn't It Lovely" because it was a song about it.
You know the weirdest thing is, I'm just gonna say this for the whole audience. My girlfriend, like, she's met Reese, and she just goes, and like she's seen his video. She just goes, "That's not the same guy."
Everyone does it.
I just go, "Yes,
everyone does it."
She just goes, "No, that's not him." I just go, "I pulled up his Antillostrain cameo." And she just
my boy CJ, Nick Mariachi, Corey Altman, you guys are fucking my boys.
Guys, I personally love that video.
I love you guys.
I love that fucking video.
Love you guys.
Much. But she just goes, "That's him." I just went, "What? It's been a while."
That was back in my angry younger days. But so Bill, what are your top 3 Stephen Kings? Real quick.
Number 3, Dreamcatcher. I know a lot of people didn't like it.
Awesome.
Number 2, Green Mile.
Okay.
That's a whole long thing. Number 1, fuck.
Stay by Me.
Cell. I love the book.
Vincent D'Onofrio and Jennifer Lopez.
No. That's Samuel L. Jackson, John Cusack. They fucked up the movie version. The book was a lot better.
1409.
1408?
1408. You said The Cell.
I said Cell.
All right, now explain.
It's a whole thing where there's a cell phone thing that goes out and turns people into zombies. Stephen King did a zombie book. The movie.
I just watched you experience all 5 stages.
What?
The movie. Oh god, it was so bad. But it was my favorite book, so I just tried to find it.
1408. I remember John Cusack.
That is an honorable mention. Was 1408 Stephen King though?
Yes.
Was it?
For a fact. Short story. It's not a book. Short story by Stephen King.
Well, I've had that in Nightmares and Dreamscapes, the whole miniseries they did.
Okay.
That was fantastic because apparently I'm in it.
Wow.
Yeah, William Hurt is in the Battleground episode.
Yeah.
I love to do that joke.
General Ross.
Yeah, motherfuckers just don't laugh.
Yeah. William.
Oh, William. That's right.
See
I go for that joke all the time. It's just terrible.
Okay, so we got
that.
2 more news points that we're gonna hit. Dr. Sleep trailer, we gotta watch it. Ewan McGregor stars in it. We know that he's a grown-up Danny. That's we'll get through that. So 2 more news points, and I really want to talk a lot about the last 2 news points. But I don't know how much time we have left on the battery or camera for you to take a break. But Tom Holland, Peter Parker,
my boy,
is Nathan Drake.
You're the only one in this room mad about
2020. No, I'm not. Listen,
I don't know.
He's not
Brian?
He's disappointed.
I'm not mad.
On Father's Day, Brian, on Father's Day.
I'm not. Speaking
of which, I gotta go.
Speaking of which, Father's Day, I love you 3000.
Oh,
I had to throw that out there real quick. No,
I'm not gonna reach you for the Hershey Kiss thing right now.
So I'm not mad about Tom Holland being Nathan Drake because that means we're getting young Nathan Drake and we get to see him grow up. And also,
you mentioned Yep.
Bryan fucking Cranston.
I like that casting. They seem like a good cast.
Yes,
They
but
both seem like very in-depth actors.
so all right. So I don't know if you, Bill. I know you haven't played the Uncharted series, the PlayStation exclusive, but there's flashbacks in Uncharted 2, I believe it was, where you get to play as young Drake, and the first time you meet Sully. Sully's a little bit older than him, and he's kind of like his mentor or his watcher, not even a mentor, like, you know, he kind of like takes him under his wing and like, he's a young thief, I'm an older thief, I'll look out for you. So seeing Tom Holland and Bryan Cranston means it's going to be younger Nathan Drake. So I am on board because I love Tom Holland. Bryan Cranston is one of the greatest actors of our time. You guys don't know who Bryan Cranston is. Walter White, the dad from Malcolm in the Middle. He's the main bad guy next producer in Sneaky Pete. Bryan Cranston is a gem.
I'm going to say this now. If Nathan Fillion is not a fucking cameo...
See, and this is where I'm going.
Boycott this.
I'm not upset with this movie. I'm not disappointed with this movie. I'm not mad about this movie. But that goddamn Nathan Fillion fan
Did you ever see it?
No. We'll watch it during break. You gotta watch it during break. So Nathan Fillion, Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly. Jesus, he was in Castle. Slither. Nathan Fillion is the fucking man, and
he's in everything.
They did a fan film, Guardians 2.
No, Guardians 1.
Guardians.
Oh no, at 2 and 1.
2 and 1. 2 and 1.
No, he was the guy who got
a lot of mixed signals here.
Yeah. So Nathan Fillion's the man, and they did a fan film with him as Nathan Drake. Because Nathan Drake's a swarmy, fast-talking, fucking joking pirate thief, which. Honestly, Nathan Fillion's the first person I think of when you think of Firefly, you think of Mal, and they just did a great job in that fan film. And so, hearing it's Tom Holland and Bryan Cranston, here's why I'm happy. Because originally, when they first announced it, it was going to be fucking Mark Wahlberg. And I'm like,
wait, Mark Wahlberg instead of Tom Holland?
Yeah,
Mark.
No. Years ago, when the rights got first picked up by a movie studio, Mark Wahlberg was going to be Nathan Drake, and I don't mind it because I like Mark Wahlberg, but he isn't the best choice. Nathan Fillion recorded a fan film last year of him as Nathan Drake because there was a lot of big internet buzz, like Nathan Fillion, you should be Drake, and
they do look similar.
Even though Fillion's a little too old,
he is.
It could have been an older Drake, and that's cool. But now they have Tom Holland, now they have a franchise. And I think Tom Holland has the acting chops to be that witty, snarky, like he's Peter Parker, who's the snarkiest fucking comic book character in the history of comic book characters. So I think he could be great as
I just
Drake.
feel
with
like
the jokes
Nathan,
and the wit, you know, I
feel
love
like
that.
Nathan Fillion's owed a cameo in this.
Just
to reference it.
I agree. Because Nathan Fillion, first of all, was a great actor. So I'm super excited about that. I'm going to move on real quick from that. We got to move on. And we have to talk about, neither of us saw it, but we have to at least address the fact that Dark Phoenix.
Why? Why?
We have to talk about it.
No, we don't.
We're nerds. We have to do this.
I don't care.
Bill's apparently not nerdy enough. Neither am I.
No.
Neither are you.
So we'll talk
None
about
of
it
us
short.
care.
So the final Fox property.
Don't say final. They still have New Mutants.
New Mutants is not going to be Fox released, though. It's not going to be released by Fox. Maybe in association with Fox.
I'm in
don't
danger.
record it.
I need an adult.
So Dark Phoenix came out. We have Sansa Stark, Sophie Turner starring as Jean Grey, Michael Fassbender, John McAvoy, Nicholas Hoult, Evan Kidd, Quicksilver.
That guy.
Evan Peters.
J Law from American Horror Story.
Yeah, J Law, Jennifer Lawrence. You know,
McSmith. He plays Nightcrawler. I know. I forget his name.
So we're bringing back all the people that everyone know and love from Apocalypse. I didn't watch Apocalypse. I did not watch that movie. No desire to.
Bill, how about?
I never watched it.
You watched
Twice.
it, you liar.
So
I never watched
none
it
of us
twice.
saw Dark Phoenix. The reviews are less than stellar. From regardless of what the websites and all the pundits actually say, friends of mine whose opinions I trust, everyone said it wasn't horrible. Everyone said it was better than Apocalypse. Everyone said it was better than X3. They just said it was...
They didn't get the Juggernaut line without that.
X3 was trash.
I know, but that's the best.
Deadpool
2 was a better X-Men movie than X-Men was.
100%. The last two Deadpool movies... The last two Deadpool movies and Logan are by far the only positives.
Like honestly, I'm the Juggernaut bitch was the best part of X-Men.
I didn't even think twice. I didn't think about that. It just fell out.
Yeah, it's truth. It's a truth.
Like I'm the Juggernaut bitch is the last. Is the only saving factor of the Last Stand.
My takeaway from Dark Phoenix and me not even seeing it is just a sigh of relief to know that they're coming home. They're coming home to Disney Marvel.
We have a while though.
I want it to be a while.
Fair enough.
Let it sit.
Just let it sit.
It's so fresh in everyone's minds.
Yeah.
Let it sit 5-6 years at the shortest time before we reintroduce
I think it's
X-Men.
going to be 2-3 years before.
It will be. I'd rather 5. Let it sit. We do it so fresh in our minds. Why reboot everything so quick?
The three of us were talking like
no, because that takes
before
away
the show.
from anything that you could potentially anticipate. That takes away from the hype of the whole series. It takes away from everything.
I'm with you.
The longer you wait, the longer you drag it out. What was that movie? Rocky Horror, where he's like, I'm suffering anticipation.
Yeah,
and he drags it out. Like that's.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Just go for
You
it.
sometimes you gotta drag it out. It's better for the series. It's better for the whole universe.
One thing I said to Bill, and I've said in Nerd Gang that me and Bill are part of, is it doesn't matter if they do it a year from now or 10 years from now. Everyone in the world, the majority, is going to criticize the casting of Wolverine.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman.
This Dan DeVito thing, God, I fucking hate it. I'm so fucking mad about it.
He's one of the most iconic Marvel superheroes.
You know one thing I hate? You know what I hate? We
Do you
talked about
think
it
the
earlier.
Tom Hardy thing though? I think it would work.
Here's the one thing I hate that everyone's been talking about, and we just talk about how much everyone loves him right now. I don't want Keanu Reeves as Wolverine.
No.
When did that happen?
Oh, you haven't heard that? Keanu's come out and said that he
Oh
will
my God!
do it.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm blushing. I heard a nerd thing before Bill did.
Oh yeah.
When did that happen?
No, it's not yet.
About a week or so ago. So there's a petition going
Now
on.
I feel bad because there's this Marvel thing, and the main DC thing I saw was Batista really wants to play Bane.
Yes, that's happened. But before that article,
I can get behind that.
Even before that article, Keanu said he's like, because people were like, Keanu for Wolverine, Keanu for Wolverine, and Keanu finally responded.
He doesn't have
he was like,
the
I love
physicality
it.
for
He doesn't.
He's too tall.
He just doesn't fit the mold.
No.
It's not even that.
This isn't even like saying like he's older now, but he's too slow.
It's the way he looks, his mannerisms, his personality. It just doesn't fit the Wolverine style. Like he's not. Keanu is more like a relax. He's a relaxed one way or another. I'm gonna like.
Would you say
Keanu's a Spike Spiegel?
Wolverine's always been like a real gritty kind of. You know what I mean?
Keanu Reeves?
Keanu's a Hank. As Hank, not as Beast, but as Hank. Yes.
Keanu's too laid back. Wolverine's always been like a real angry, gritty,
Tom
you know
Hardy,
what I mean?
Tom Hardy, all the way.
No, I can't.
We can't have him.
You both are going to disagree with this. I want them to cast someone unknown.
No, I agree.
I
don't disagree. Because Hugh Jackman was an unknown, and Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. And dude, Hugh Jackman is Logan. He's done such a great job.
That's what I'm saying. He's a real angry, gritty, solemn character.
I mean, make the fuckers happy this time and cast him shorter. I don't know. Everyone was so mad about that. That pissed me off.
I don't think physical attributes actually matter.
It doesn't matter because
he's meant to be short and just angry.
The personality anymore.
Look at Lord of the Rings. Look at Hobbit. So I have a friend of mine, Drew, my buddy, and he was like, too tall, too tall, too tall. He's the first guy to say that. It doesn't matter in movies. Look at the Hobbit. Look at fucking Lord of the Rings. Look at all these movies. Look at Bane.
I'm sorry.
Did anybody? They made Tom Hardy look three. They made him look like 6 inches taller than he really is.
Did anybody watching this podcast even watch the first Captain America? Do you know who Steve Rogers is? Do you know who he was before he was Captain America?
I agree.
It doesn't matter what your actual physical, real attributes are. They can do anything in a movie to make you look smaller, bigger, whatever.
100%.
Fair enough.
100%.
Whatever. Physical attributes have nothing to do with it. It has to be somebody whose personality fits.
I'm just on the whole thing where everyone just goes, "Oh, we have to pick this well-known actor." No, you don't. You really fucking don't.
So my big takeaway from the problems with Dark Phoenix, without even seeing it, is the Phoenix saga is a Phoenix saga.
They fucked it up at Last Stand.
Let's not even get into that. But I was talking about the recent movies that are going on. The problem with the Phoenix that happening in Fox right now is that you see Jean use Phoenix abilities in Apocalypse. I haven't even seen Apocalypse.
True.
That's how they beat Apocalypse, is because Jean goes Phoenix, which, okay, I get that. But the problem is, though, is now in this movie, she gets her powers from cosmic energy, which is what happens in the comics. Like, but she already did it. She did it in the last movie.
This
so
is
why
where
is
Fox
she getting
fucked up.
Yeah, like, it's like, well, what the fuck are you doing?
For both of you, I'm just gonna help you now.
Okay.
Because you both didn't see the movie. There's apparently been many nights where Jean just has the nightmares and like her powers just affecting everyone in the house.
Okay.
And Xavier's only like close to her, and she keeps going, "I see the world burning." He just goes, "The room's burning because of you."
Yeah.
Like she's already that strong. That's what Fox fucked this up.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
like they say, Toad died.
It should have been a
But
DC
Toad
movie.
showed up in Last Stand.
See, and the
That's
reason,
too
my
far.
point that I was bringing was the fact that, like, if you're gonna do Phoenix,
Nightcrawler,
then
you
it should
know.
have been 2 movies. It should have been a movie where Phoenix's abilities started in one. Because that's the thing. Jean Grey got hit with cosmic rays, and she became Phoenix. Then she became Dark Phoenix. It wasn't like cosmic abilities, I'm now a bad guy.
A
Like,
2-part movie versus jamming everything into one.
Exactly.
They're making the DC movie.
No, Fox
They're trying
loves
to
that.
jam too much into a movie that it just doesn't belong like that.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like you
Do
watch
it.
our show.
Yeah. No, it's like you're an intelligent nerd. That's what it
Suicide
is. It's like
Squad
you're an
had the
intelligent-
potential to be so good.
God.
I thought you were
Let's-
going to use Justice League.
Let's
No,
not
I'm not even going there. No,
Justice League was okay.
Suicide Squad had the potential to
Justice
be
League was not okay.
But it had the potential to be great, but
Yes.
they did it the wrong way. They did it the wrong way.
It was okay.
I was about to say,
I didn't hate
Justice League was not okay.
I didn't hate Justice League. I didn't hate Justice League.
They did it the
I
wrong
couldn't look at my watch, or I don't even wear a watch, but you couldn't even go like that, and they're in a different fucking location.
I didn't hate Justice League.
Like the plot of Suicide Squad wasn't bad. They just did it the wrong way. Like they had the
I mean,
potential
hey.
to make
Oh,
that movie.
you mean the Fresh Prince and Harley Quinn movie that came out? Yeah, I heard that was awesome.
I mean, but we're all set because James Gunn has it now.
James Gunn,
We're
it's
safe.
in good
We're
hands.
safe.
It's in good hands.
Don't worry.
Okay.
All right, we have to take a break, guys. I can't believe the camera did not die.
I'm so
I've been
happy.
staring at
I
it
have
every
to.
like 2 seconds, waiting for it to die.
When it does those 3 flashes, I guess.
All right, so we're gonna take a quick break, guys. We're gonna recharge our batteries. We're gonna come back, and we will be dropping the wrap-up news of
What's,
E3 for 2019.
What's that Avengers quote? How long is he gonna be gone? I don't know, like 10 years, but for us it'll be 30 seconds.
Yeah,
All right.
my whole thing. Whenever I talk about like time, I always use the half-baked reference. It was like if you ain't back in a half hour, we call it Domino's. It's like Domino's here. Just wait longer. Like hit Ace Ventura and half-baked in one reference.
Sick.
What in the fuck is happening?
I don't know. Studio dogs are losing their mind.
Is there a new E3 trailer we doing?
Make sure you check us out online at www.gamingbuzz.com.
Alright guys, hey, welcome back to Gaming Bugs. We are back from break, and we are going to jump directly into our E3 wrap-up. It's much different than usual. We're not doing our top 3s. We're just going to actually just go through...
We just didn't see the point of it because a lot happened.
A lot happened, and so what we're going to do instead of doing our top 3 is we're going to just start with our top 20 games that were new releases. So these games have not been announced before. This is not something that we were looking forward to for E3. Because we'll talk about, me and Bill, when we want to reflect on...
I don't think me and Brian should sit next to each other anymore.
You guys, I gotta split you two apart.
Do you see what he did? It's a big old veiny motherfucker.
I can't.
We're good.
Can't take me anywhere.
Can't win with professionals in this business.
Did
I'm
did
the
you
most
draw that?
drunk out of everyone, so I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we're like the 2 little kids in the back of Flash. It's like, oh, dick. Were you saying that like E3 wasn't the money shot there? Is that what you were saying?
No,
See,
E3
I
was
caught on-
absolutely not the money shot. I
caught on to the
if you want
allegory you were
to, if
saying.
you want to like quote it from me directly, E3 this year was the year of crappy mobile games and no gameplay. So
Well, you probably should have drawn blue balls.
I drew a dick in my notebook, and that was pretty much
my
it.
favorite meme was like, it was like video game presenter. Do you guys want to see video games? Crowd, oh my god, I got videos of video games. In the crowd, oh my god, heads explode, like, it's video games. Like, dude, we we all know what it is.
You're welcome, because I shared that $1 page. I found that and just went,
Welcome
yeah,
to Bethesda. Let's get it.
Too
soon? No.
Let's start with some console content. Because, all right, so there's a lot of games that. So what we're gonna do? There's a lot of games that announced for the first time. Stuff that we didn't know about. Stuff that we didn't see coming. Stuff that we didn't show us for.
A lot that seemed very. I like the open world games that were shown.
Yeah. So there's a lot of interesting stuff. Before we dig into that, let's go ahead and start with the content of what we're expected to see from these new consoles. And Brian, you have some news on a little project called Project Scarlet.
So, okay.
Right page? Okay.
No, it's not that one. It's not that one. Okay.
I don't want you to look at the dick and just go,
Please,
yeah, dick
I'm
news.
trying to like keep it together here.
Sorry.
You already fed me that shot. I had the shot face. It was awful. Whatever. So all right. So Project Scarlet. That's Xbox's new console, and pretty much the key points they covered is it'll do like native. It'll do 8K support, 120 frames. It's equipped with an SSD instead of a hard drive, which accounts for like faster load times. And if you ever played Red Dead Redemption 2 or Destiny 2 and you're in matchmaking,
also load times.
You waited a while.
Yeah.
That's because hard disk drives.
Yeah,
So
me and you talked about PUBG and just how the load times on that.
yeah, SSDs are going to correct a little bit of that. SSDs tend to move data back and forth faster as far as like hardware scale is concerned. They all so Project Scarlet also supports ray tracing, which is going to make a game that you think is 10 out of 10 a 12 out of 10. It adds that extra depth, like essentially bridges the gap between like what your physical perception of light is in the real world versus like, you guys, pitter patter, right?
Well, you were so mad about shot face the last time.
No, ray tracing is a good thing. It's gonna bring that extra edge to like any game you could possibly play. Minecraft is gonna look like something that's not like a bunch of squares anymore.
And also, Brian, that was like the bridging of the gaps because he's a PlayStation player, I'm an Xbox player. That was our
This is what brings us
mutual.
in. Reels us all in.
Everyone wants to
alright,
accept
and then-
trans people, but the gaming people still can't accept.
Man, every night I try to talk about like hardware, and you're all over here. So Project Scarlet.
I started saying it and just immediately felt bad.
It's Project Scarlet. It's essentially a computer that supports, or it's a computer dedicated essentially to gaming is where they're at now.
The main thing I'm excited about is it says that all games are compatible with it.
Yes, backwards compatibility is like a big thing. You can go from your Xbox One. I don't know specifically about Xbox 360 or original Xbox, but I know for sure the key point they covered as far as backwards compatibility goes is that any game you have for Xbox One is compatible with your...
So Brian, you are a big gamer. You play a lot of video games. You own a lot of systems. Where do you stand on the Xbox versus PlayStation argument? With the announcement of PS5 and the announcement of Project Scarlet.
Keep in mind, you're right in the middle of both.
I am right in the middle.
Xbox user.
Okay, so
PlayStation
all right,
user.
before I give my opinion, let me just there's essentially, as far as hardware is concerned, there's essentially no difference in bare minimum like specifications between Sony and Project Scarlet for Xbox. They both have 3rd gen AMD Ryzen CPUs. They both support 8K. It's not necessarily going to be native because nobody can afford to play 8K.
Yeah, we totally
Everyone cares about that. They both have SSDs instead of hard drives now. They both support ray tracing. They're both backwards compatible. The only real difference I saw, and it's unconfirmed because I haven't done a ton of research on Project Scarlet since E3 was out. It was only a couple days ago. The PS5 is confirmed to come with a disc drive. So you still will be able to buy hard copies of whatever game you want to play. I know a lot of people are into like the collector's editions. You get the disc, you get all the extra stuff.
Yeah.
Xbox, I haven't confirmed for sure has a disc drive yet.
I'm more than certain it's going discless.
That's what I heard. I heard a lot of stuff about Xbox potentially going like fully cloud-based and over the internet.
Honestly, as much as I think that's awesome for them, I think it's going to be disc drive.
I think it's a mistake.
I don't feel like we're that far enough removed from disc drives for Microsoft to truly be like, we're going to be the first that says no disc drives.
Like GameStop's not fully dead. Let's just kind of get there. Like we still have Best Buy. You're going to take off their whole thing.
So that being said, as far as the hardware differences, the disk drive thing, it's unconfirmed. As far as like the actual technical specifications between the two consoles, it's too early to tell. Xbox is projected for 2020 holiday season, so around Christmas, and Sony wasn't even at E3.
No.
So they didn't.
That
They had their soft announcement for the PS5.
It was a big thing.
Which you fully explain. You just don't want them to redo it 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. It's like beating a dead horse. Almost.
Yeah.
It's probably was better for them in the long run that they said something about their PS5 coming out, and instead of re-announcing for the second time a PS5 and beating a dead horse, they left it up to Xbox. They put the ball in their court. What are you going to do to match it?
With this news that we've heard, Brian, Bill, where do you stand for the next gen? Are you in that Team Xbox? Keep it going? Are you going to get this Project Scarlet, or are you looking for PS5?
I probably am going to go with Project Scarlet, just because I get to still play Brutal Legend if it's Xbox 360 compatible, because Brutal Legend still isn't, and it's Jack Black's main video game. I am still looking into the PlayStation, just waiting for the financials to be right, and just everything just be solid. Like, even when the PlayStation 5 comes out, that's probably when I get a PS4 and just be like, fuck it.
I don't know. I still think it's too early to tell. I think we need to wait for next year's E3 and have some actual...
Oh, you want to wait a whole another year on
this?
Well,
it's 2020. We're still going to have E3 next summer. And at that point, we'll be far enough along that Project Scarlet's going to have some actual real units. PS5, Sony's going to have real PS5s. And we'll be able to actually see gameplay. I think right now, over a year out, I think we're too early to tell which one's going to blow the other one out of the water. Sony.
I think it's going to be an even battle as always.
I've always been a Sony guy. I love Sony, and the last couple of years, Sony's kind of blown Microsoft out of the water. I can't say for sure that that's going to happen again. I just think that as far as hardware, as far as hardware is concerned, both consoles.
I'm waiting. I'm biding my time.
Okay, prove me wrong.
Listen.
Oh, exclusives.
No, and this is where I'm at. And I don't know. I recently built a computer. I started getting into PC gaming, and for them to put out this kind of stuff on a PC, like the graphics card alone to do 8K is like $2,000. So if you're whichever company you decide to go with, if you're marketing the Xbox that does the same thing as that graphics card can do on a PC, or the PlayStation, you're talking about potentially $700. It's worth it because you're stepping up the amount of things the console can do.
Yeah.
But you're talking about taking a $700 console that does the same thing as a computer that the graphics card alone is $2,000.
That's a different argument to be had. One thing that I will lay the concrete ground in. Now, anyone who's watching this has probably seen the smug look on my face. Bill pointed it out. Everyone's listening. So this is where I stand. The Xbox One is a more powerful system than the PS4.
I agree.
It's not even a matter of agreement. It's a fact.
It's on par with the Pro, but the actual PS4, the Xbox One, in its base system, is more powerful than the base PS4.
It's a more powerful system. Yes. I will not that. I will never, ever argue that. My thing is, there's a big argument that goes on online, and you always see people like, Xbox this, PlayStation that. Listen.
I already know what you're about to do.
I would love to play
Halo
27 Game of the Year edition. I would love to play Gears of War 15, the edition that no one gives a shit about because it's the same fucking game over and over again. Sony's exclusive games.
You are the saltiest bitch right now.
Sony's exclusive games.
Oh, you got Spider-Man. Good for you.
Oh, stop. Over the last year and a half, we got the Spider-Man. Days Gone, okay.
Hey, we get Fable as a rumor, so you shut your mouth over
Spider-Man.
God of Fable. Goddamn, I love Fable.
Spider-Man. God of War. Hellblade, even. I'll talk about that. Spider-Man. God of War. Hellblade. Jesus Christ. The Horizon. Zero Dawn.
That was
Sony's exclusive games. Sony's exclusive games. Last of Us, Uncharted.
You really need to go there?
I can go on. I'm not knocking the Xbox. As a competitive online system, the Xbox above and beyond PlayStation. I will never argue that.
Well, no,
But
that's the argument that I've always made. Anybody that's into competitive stuff, Call of Duty, Halo, whatever, the Xbox was always
Overwatch,
the go-to platform.
yeah, whatever. I get that, and I will not argue that. But when it comes to exclusives,
No.
There was
a fully sideways. The exclusives, yes, you guys win completely.
that's what matters.
There was a reason.
That's what matters.
There was
It
a
does.
reason for years people talk shit. Oh, you're on PlayStation. I'm a better gamer than you. It's because Xbox, for a long time, was referred to as like the PvP elite. The guys that were like the tops of Call of Duty, the tops of Battlefield, the tops of whatever.
Sure.
Xbox was like when they did esports tournaments, Call of Duty tournaments. The platform they played on was Xbox.
Sure, but guess what?
Yes, you guys have so much better games like Spider-Man, God of War. God, I wish they were fucking multi-platform. So fucking bad. That's why I want a PlayStation. Is to like
play this.
But I'm gonna put it this way.
And you're not an online gamer. That's what's so weird about this.
I know. Honestly, if you change PS4 around single player, they're keeping the single player games alive. That's what I appreciate.
Amen. And that's where my heart is. My heart is with single player games. I like multiplayer. I actually like multiplayer, not even like multiplayer, but I'm more of a multiplayer game player than Bill is. So I get the Xbox.
You're the middle ground.
Yeah, I get it.
It's like I stuck with it, even though it kind of just went, no, we want you to connect with people, and I kind of just went, no, I kind of want to be here alone. In a real way.
Sony. Get Sony.
I'm gonna have to.
Get Sony. If that's what you want, then Sony delivers. Not that Microsoft games are bad. None of them are bad.
Oh no, you're not saying that at all.
No, I never will say
We have our exclusive like every 5 years.
Dude, I've never heard somebody call Halo bad, and that's like the biggest.
I would
Microsoft
never say Halo's
exclusive, dude.
bad. It's not my cup of tea.
Halo at one point was like bigger than Call of Duty. That was the biggest competitive stage you could possibly.
We got Red versus Blue, which me and Reese mentioned many fucking times on the show.
To this day,
the greatest web series
watch
of
Red
all
versus
time.
Blue.
The greatest web series of all time.
Timeless.
Hands
Classic.
down.
It is.
You can't beat it.
Hands down. Oh man. All right.
That was like a YouTube series before YouTube series came out after a Good Mythical Morning. Sorry, that's another thing me and Jordan have been like binge watching because it's fucking
It's
hilarious.
amazing, which are all on Netflix right now. You guys want to watch Red vs. Blue? The first 10 seasons are there in movie format, all on Netflix. I'll move
Good
on.
Mythical Morning is on.
All right. Well, all right.
We got shit to do.
Okay, so to close, hardware specs are pretty much the same, minus the disc drive thing. It's pretty much going to come down to what platform do you feel comfortable playing with? What platform do your friends play
PlayStation.
with? It's gonna be
Xbox.
with,
Want to keep doing this?
with specs so close to each other. At least as of now, it's gonna come down to like which one do most of your friends play on?
Yes.
Which one do you
Same.
want to play on? It's almost not gonna matter which platform you buy anymore.
You better change the name of that.
We're pretty much
that we got going on.
We're pretty
Gaming
much
versus Buzz versus Deli Bros.
we're pretty much at the age
Fuck
where
that
like
one up.
How was that what you've been drinking today, Bill?
PCs are PCs and consoles are now also PCs. So
Okay.
that's pretty much where we're
So
at.
let's move on to the PlayStation Xbox conversation because obviously PlayStation is better. And we're gonna move right on to the next topic that's right here at the top of my list.
Oh, you were so lucky you have a woman in your life tonight. I don't want to make her an early widow. I swear to God.
Let's move on to the next topic. So E3 happened, guys, and there's a lot of games that were new games, not even games we knew about.
I feel like there's ones we even missed with the list we
Yes.
watched.
Yeah.
So there's games that were new announcements at E3. We're going to go through a top 20 list of E3 game new announcements, not even ones we knew about.
We're not. So guys, on this one,
we're gonna save
Avengers, Cyberpunk, it's not on here. We're gonna tell you that right now.
And
You
with
guys know they happen.
And with classic gaming buzz style, without them acknowledging it because they won't, there's going to be some honorable mentions.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So,
Probably gonna be those games.
let me start right now with the list that I started, that me and Bill looked up in the pre-show. Number 20 would be Outriders, which is a game that...
Intrigued.
I'm very intrigued. It has a possible Marvel comic book connection because the Outriders are connected to Thanos, or
Yes.
they fought Thanos, or they worked with
No,
Thanos?
they work for Thanos. I feel like those were supposed to be what the three-armed creatures were supposed to be.
Okay.
I feel like those were supposed to be called Outriders. I don't
Alright,
know.
so it's not necessarily the Black Order. It's
No,
more
not-
like
yes.
the minions.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So possible Marvel connections.
Well, even saying the whole video, like, this might not be tied to Marvel, but hey, they picked this name.
No one knows it's cinematic, but it's from the people that made Gears of War Judgment, Gears of War 4, which I have not played yet, which I heard is good. Heard it's great. And the big thing they're pushing is 3-player co-op. That's not the last time you're going to hear about that. today with the games you're talking about. 3-player co-op seems the new future.
That's a big thing now.
What do you guys think about 3-player co-op as opposed to like? So for me, when I think of co-op online games, the first one of the earliest ones comes to mind is Left 4 Dead. 4-player co-op. What do you think about the 3-player co-op?
So you go first because I have something more in depth to talk about.
No, me neither.
It sounds like a very fun thing. Like just in the trailer alone, the game looks very intriguing. It's what was the monster hunting game that came out like 2 years?
Monster Hunter World.
No. I'm not gonna remember the name.
Okay.
It's really good. I believe it was another Xbox exclusive, but
that Fable game was never released. I'm sorry, I had to. Low-hanging fruit.
Anthem.
Jesus Christ!
Stop! Don't beat him.
Oh,
Up.
is that
Don't
where,
beat him up.
Is that
Don't
where
beat him
James?
up.
No. Anthem, his fault. He bought it.
I bought it and never played it. We'll talk about that on what we're playing later. Anyway.
Yeah, calm your fuck. I'm not calling you Caesar right now. But no, it looks just like so very intriguing.
You know, Outriders
the
was
graphics
good.
looked amazing.
Outriders was good. It was a cinematic trailer.
We have no idea what that
Yeah.
monster at the end is with the cross as a face, because that's honestly what the fuck it is.
Yeah, we didn't get any gameplay.
So 3-player co-op, right?
Yeah.
Coming from like an esports point of view, or like competitive at least. I've played games that range from duos, so strictly 2 to 5, 6. Call of Duty Ground War, you have 9 people on a team.
Yeah.
Would you feel like this throws off that balance?
I don't, because so I've been playing a lot of Apex Legends lately.
Okay,
and
cool.
I'm sure you two are familiar at least.
We
with
are very aware
So
of
Apex is a 3-person team. Like that's it. They don't have. They don't have.
So
they
do you
don't have
think
duos.
Apex is kind of like the push for this because of the popularity of Apex?
Well, not necessarily.
They're like, it's like,
I
okay,
guess
3-person. Like
that could tie into it. But I do know. So from playing Apex, it's 3 people all the time. There's no solos. There's no duos. There's no squad mode. It's 3 people. That's what you have, and that's what we'll always have, and it'll never be any different. Having a team of 3 people in any situation, whether it's competitive, story mode, PvP, PvE, whatever you want to call it, 3 people is the maximum amount of people to where you're focused on yourself.
Okay.
But you're also super focused on teamwork. Like teamwork is literally on a 3-person team in any game.
It has to happen.
It is literally the most important thing. So developing a game where like a 3-person team is the game. That changes things. That's no longer do you have like 5 other people you can rely on if it's a team of 6. Your main focus is, there's only 2 other people here.
It sounds very familiar. It's like a Mass Effect mission.
In 3-person teams, and I can speak to this like from experience. 3-person teams gives you the most like upfront like teamwork, but also solo player like perfect mix feel that you can get. Like everything is like super balanced, and it's not more important to rely on yourself or your team. It's like the perfect point in between where like teamwork is just as important as your own solo skills.
Okay. I like that. So Outriders coming out.
When we mention this game, I love your notes right here.
Let's move on to the next thing that's on our list.
Yeah.
I love your notes.
There's a new Contra coming out. So the new Contra.
How do you feel about that? And do you think the Contra code is gonna apply?
Of course it is, because Konami's big for that. Konami will put the Contra code on every game. There's references to the Contra code in Metal Gear Solid, which are Konami games. So I don't see that stopping. It looks like a $10 to $15 download on the arcade.
It does. It didn't look that impressive.
It looks fun, but I'm not paying
It's not a
$5.
AAA.
It's not a AAA.
It's not a AAA.
All right, so let's move on to that. Let's go to Crossfire X. You talked a little bit about Crossfire X. All we saw was a cinematic trailer. Looks like a lot of gunplay. Looks like a lot of fun. But what are we really in store for Crossfire X? Do you have any like opinions or theories of what you're going to?
I can tell you his opinion right now.
I have no idea what kind of game it is. All they offered was a cinematic trailer. I saw there was a lot of
your handwriting is so much better than mine.
I know there's a lot of like 3rd-person like gunfire, and there was also a lot of planes taking off and helicopters and all. So is it a flight simulator?
Don't
is it a
steal this.
third-person?
I
don't know. It looks interesting. I just don't. There wasn't a whole lot to offer as far as like how they presented the game. Like it's hard to grasp exactly what it is.
I have Brian's full review right here.
Which would be?
What is it?
That's No, I literally wrote that. You can look at that. I have no idea what it is. Just from
even from the trailer we saw.
That's my problem. That was
same thing.
that was my whole
it
issue with like the majority of E3 this year, and that's what I said originally.
Save that.
It was a
Save that. Keep it under your hat. Keep it under your hat.
Okay.
It was like a full cinematic year, and that was the problem. Like we didn't really.
What is it? What to me? What I said like, hey man, I'm here to talk about video games. The crowd. And here's some trailers for video games. The crowd.
No, I'll leave. Okay, Bethesda. I'll leave my line for the end then. It's because it fits perfectly. I mean, I'm sure from you guys watching recaps and watching live coverage and stuff like that, you understand like what I said is pretty much what everybody experienced.
Yeah.
So the next game that was really cool that I saw from E3 was Fairware. So Fairware looks really interesting. It's a 2D hand-painted game, kind of reminiscent of the type of style that you would see from something like a Braid or something you would see from a Cuphead.
Was this the Animal Crossing?
Yes.
It did look interesting.
I actually didn't see this one. This is one that I missed.
This is actually really cool. So it's so it looks like you're a young black girl or a black chick.
Why you gotta be black?
Because that's what it was in the fucking trailer. I don't know. But she was. Someone called it like what did you say, Bill? Just a second ago. That was a cross between Animal Crossing and.
They mentioned the other game in it, and I can't.
It's like for me, it looks like Limbo meets Animal Crossing.
Yes, it was a very platformish format.
2D side-scrolling platformer where you're a person that brings souls from one realm to another realm, but it's more like animal souls, not just like.
All right, so what is that like? Little Big Planet style, kind of like you play on a plane.
Did you ever play Braid? Did you ever play Limbo? Did you ever play Shadow Complex?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Like
okay.
it's very platformer. It's very just
very platformer.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was really cool. That's something that might, someone on the store that'd be like, $15, $20, like on the online store. That I mean, it seemed very interesting. Next was a really cool thing that all of us had checked out was Roller Champions.
Oh my god! Oh, this game looks awesome.
So Roller Champions looks really dope.
You're like
so
all for them.
I am.
It's
I'm all
kind
for
of
it.
like
I hate Rocket League.
No, I was gonna ask if you're a big fan of Rocket League. So this kind of seems like the answer to Rocket League and the popularity that's come from Rocket League. So Rocket League, you guys do not know, it's basically soccer with cars. That's what Rocket League is, and it's got a big, internet presence from people having a lot of fun playing this game.
The arena we mentioned earlier is probably going to show Rocket League.
A lot of Rocket League.
I hope not.
It's a very popular series.
I hope they go with this roller derby game. I really do. It's. I don't like Rocket League. Like playing Rocket League is one thing. Watching Rocket League will never happen. This roller derby game. No,
I watched some trick shot montage videos because
this roller derby game is what's going to bridge the gap between Rocket League now and professional Rocket League that people will actually come out to watch at an esports event. Because
also, they did that on Top Gear forever ago.
Yes.
Like in real life?
Oh yeah, they play soccer with cars.
Destruction derbies have been a thing for years. Rocket League took destruction derbies, put some rules to it, and made a game out of it. And Roller Champions is taking Roller Derby, which has been a thing for years, put some rules to it, and made a video game out of it. And I'm all for it. I'm for it.
One point of contention: why is Rollerball not a fucking game at this goddamn point?
Because James Caan is busy, and because Casanova from American Pie is busy. We can't get those people. Chris
Klein.
Yes.
Okay. And
James Caan.
Rebecca Romaine. No, James Caan was on, right?
He was in the original Rollerball.
Okay.
The 70s one.
And Rebecca Romaine. I want to say Stamos, but I don't know if she was.
She's divorced now, so she's back to Rebecca Romaine.
Okay.
So
why was that not a video game?
I can't wait.
I don't know. It's gonna happen. It looks fun.
It does look fun, but
they took
$10 to $15 game download. I'm there for it. But if you're gonna give me the 20, 30, 40, 50, I'm not.
No, I agree with that.
Also, I feel like Rollerball will be a DLC at this.
I mean, this might as well be Rollerball.
It takes like the worst part of
minus the violence.
It takes the worst part of Rocket League and makes it interesting because it adds that extra dimension where when you're not scoring a goal in Rocket League, there's something else going on.
Think of the clans. Think of the team player shit. Rocket League's very singular. It's very this guy.
I'm gonna drink all of it.
It's like hockey almost versus soccer. Soccer's cool because soccer's universally known, right?
I may have drank some of the Game of Thrones whiskey before I got here. So
because you said half a bottle and we were left with a third.
Oh no! Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
I think you guys are due for another one anyway. There's 2 shots left in there.
Fuck! All right, man.
I mean, if Reese is for it, I'm for it.
It's Reese for a shot of whiskey.
Where's that other shot glass at?
It's right there. Are you in?
Get out of here!
Are you
Pour
in?
him up. All right.
I see what he's doing.
So-
I see. God damn it.
Oh, the red versus blue, red, white, and blue Smirnoff is breaking its way out
For the ladies.
for the ladies.
I'm also a bitch, so.
Yeah, man.
That's the main point.
You're
I
treating
mean-
yourself.
Oh, Reese, we're not really gonna get a full shot.
That's okay. Please, I don't need a full shot. I'm very drunk.
You can have half of mine.
I'm so glad we called this your gaming buzz, so I don't even feel bad when I get wasted on the show.
That's half a shot. God, I feel bad.
Take it, please, please.
Do you not want it?
No. I'll take the half. Give me the half.
He's like, oh God, please no, let me have it.
I mean, guys,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's the real men
unison-
drinking whiskey, and this bitch right here drinking some.
Well, Reese, before you tap that, here's to the unison of gaming platforms.
Yes.
Yeah, we're.
We're gonna get to there. We haven't got there.
If me and Reese did every episode, fuck.
I got a little bit of aftertaste of whiskey in that chocolate. So, did you poison me or?
I hope you feel like an adult.
Oh, I hope you put your big boy pants on for that one. So
Let's muscle shirt came in today. Muscle coming tomorrow.
let's move on. No More Heroes 3. So me and Bill aren't. I was never a No More Heroes 1 or 2 guy, but the absurdity they say is back. The assassin shit says back.
Correct.
And they say this one's going to be just as fun and just as absurd and over the top as the last two.
This is the one for the Switch, right?
I
believe it's
in-
multiplayer.
It's multiplayer, but
Is
it was a Nintendo game, I think. Back in the
Gotcha.
day.
Okay. It's the one you play an assassin.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I saw that.
Looks good.
Okay.
It has.
okay.
It looks like I don't see how it's. They say over the top because
It looks to
apparently,
me-
apparently they never played Saints Row.
It looks to me like it belongs on the Switch.
Agreed.
It does.
Agreed.
Not necessarily like.
Looks fun,
Yeah.
but like it's not a big
Yeah.
AAA game.
Yeah, how they keep saying like, oh, it's over the top. That's why. Have any of you played Saints Row?
Yeah.
Any of them?
So we got the anniversary. This is a big thing. We're probably gonna spend at least a second talking about the announcement of Gods and Monsters. Gods
I
and
am
Monsters
so fucking for
looks
this game.
really cool, guys. If you guys have not heard, so Gods and Monsters is it's being pitched and it's being talked about is Zelda open world with Greek mythology. So take Breath of the Wild, add God of War mythology to Breath of the Wild, and boom, you got this brand new video game IP that looks beautiful. It's very much in the style of Breath of the Wild.
I believe I posted on the
shell-shaded.
page and just went, God, please be good.
I think this is gonna be a good one. I think this is gonna be This is gonna be like a Horizon that like new IP came out of nowhere, and you're like, you know what? They did it right with this game, and
You can almost judge those games off of whether or not I'll pick them up because I play specifically PvP games.
Yeah,
And every now and then, Red Dead Redemption
what
2.
do you feel about Gods and Monsters?
I am on the border right now.
Okay.
But I'm
Okay.
gonna,
That's
I'm
good.
gonna,
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it the same way that I've been playing every game recently.
Okay.
That I was just talking to Bill about, and it's pretty much once it releases, I refuse to pre-order games anymore.
Okay.
I wait a week or two, and then do a little bit of speculation,
Cool.
and then I buy it. If it's good, I buy it.
I like that. I like
But
that.
Gods and Monsters, it definitely has my
By the
interest.
creators of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is being heralded as the best Assassin's Creed. Me and Bill still haven't played it yet. The last one that I played was Black Flag, and they put out Unity. Since then, they put out Unity,
Fuck, do I love
Unity, and Origins, of course,
Yes.
last year and this year, or 2 years ago, and Odyssey a year ago. And supposedly Origins and Odyssey are the two best I've heard. This, just from what I've heard. So I'm on board. I love
very
Ubisoft
glad-
Montreal. I love the games they do. I'm a big Assassin's Creed nut, and I haven't even played all of them,
Yeah.
but I back them.
I'm very
They
glad
make
we
a
didn't
solid
get
game.
Assassin's Creed news this year. I'm very happy
Thank
about
God.
that because it's just like.
Odyssey was so new. Origins was only a year before Odyssey.
But that's why I'm saying this. At the same time, like you guys just struck gold once. Just
like
fucking
you guys nailed Odyssey and it came out great. Awesome. Relax.
Yeah,
Take
no,
a breath.
You were just saying, no news is good news.
Exactly.
Yes. No news, good news.
Like just let it rest.
So we got Gods and Monsters, Greek Zelda. Ghostwire Tokyo is another brand new IP being announced. What do you
I
feel
forget who
about
they
it?
said by who the
The
creators were.
creators, one of the creative minds behind the Resident Evil series, and another creative Japanese mind. I don't remember the name, but I mean,
So it was only a cinematic, as we really pointed out. We got a lot of cinematic.
It's the 4400 in Japan, so people are disappearing.
Just the trailer alone was just. As you mentioned with 8K, I'm not ready for 8K.
No, AK,
If I'm being
AK
fully
is,
honest.
So AK is like years out. So AK
Because-
support is nice for the people that do want AK,
Yeah.
but 4K is the meta.
Just
By
in
the
this
way,
trailer,
while we're talking about this, I'm going to drink some of this red, white, and blue Smirnoff.
just in this
Oh,
trailer
for the ladies,
alone,
right?
the
For
people
the ladies.
in this trailer alone, the people look so fucking realistic. And then Brian comes in and just goes, "Oh yeah, there's a new whole thing like ACAS." Went, "The fuck you mean AK?"
You're talking about the difference between
I
somebody
don't want
that
to see
like
the hairs on their faces. Like Jesus Christ, I need that disconnect,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna go insane. But it looked incredible. Even the scene of the dog going
Yeah.
to its owner's clothing.
Very reminiscent.
You actually
of,
felt bad.
Very reminiscent of Heavy Rain to me, and the people behind Heavy Rain, Indigo Prophecy, Beyond Two Souls. Well, not Beyond Two Souls. Excuse me.
Dark Souls?
No. The Ellen Page game, not Beyond Two Souls.
Oh.
Between Two Souls, or whatever the fuck that game was. I played it and I beat it. It was a great game, and I love Ellen Page. But it's the same guys that made Indigo Prophecy and made Heavy Rain. And it was
Pride Month, so you better say you love it.
Yeah. So let's move on from a Ghostwire Tokyo.
I'm excited.
A cool VR game. No, I'm not a VR guy. Bill's not a VR guy. I don't know if you played the VR games, but Pistol Whip looks
John Wick,
Okay,
John Wick,
okay,
John Wick,
Pistol
John
Whip.
Wick.
Pistol Whip looks awesome.
John Wick rhythm game. Guitar Hero meets John Wick. I'm on board. I am here for
Just
it.
the video
I
me
am
and Reese
here
watched
for it.
was just like, the developer said John Wick at least 4.
There's a lot of people I know that have been holding off on VR.
Yeah.
Because there hasn't been anything that like tickles their fancy or whatever.
Blows them away,
This
yeah.
is the game. I'm going to be buying VR for this game.
I think I might. I will look into it for this game.
This is the game that like is going to push a lot of the people that are on the fence over the edge to get the VR. And the best part about that now is if you're on PlayStation, PSVR is going to be backwards compatible, so you can run the PS4 VR on the PS5. So Pistol Whip is going to be affordable for people running a PlayStation. Sorry, Bill.
Oh, I cleaned them off for you.
I hope the people that are listening to the show are watching that last scene. But no,
I see people trying to choreograph, as they said in the video, the club scene from John Wick with that.
Well, that's okay. So
I feel like that's gonna be the challenge.
There were several like larger YouTubers that actually described it like that. Like they put that like word for word. That was the exact description they used, and that was like a big part of it.
I don't know about you guys. I was a big guitar. I don't know about you guys. Actually, I know about you.
Oh, you know. Don't even front
Brian,
you
for
know.
a fact, are big Guitar Hero guys.
That's
To
so
the point,
I
like,
suck.
so me, I got to a point in my life. I didn't do it, but I was this close to downloading the mods to play Guitar Hero on my computer, my PC, so I can download my own songs. Because there was a big community. There was a huge community. Like I used to go on message boards and like they're like, put a song on and we'll make it. I was like, do Poison the Well. They're like, yeah,
And people would like immediately like post
I got
links.
you. I'm like,
You
do
did not do Heisenberg.
I'm like, do Kill Switch Engage.
You could literally. I remember
You could
that.
ask
You
if
could post
people
like
would
literally
do it.
anything, and there were people that were good enough that they would in like 10 minutes they would have a board for you.
Yeah.
All you have to do was download it.
And then, I forget what it was called. It was the first big one. There's multiple. There's a big one on PC that everyone flocked to, and I had it. I downloaded it. I never got any games. I never did it, but I downloaded the program because I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get into this. Because as Brian is news, and maybe some of our viewers might not know, I was a huge Guitar Hero guy. And I'm not going to say I was the greatest Guitar Hero player, but I was good.
You definitely wasn't
I was good enough to play and have
You
fun.
want to do this again, really?
So I beat
we
beat Brian on the
back and
games
forth,
that I
right?
knew, the games that I knew,
The
and
songs
the songs
that
I
he
knew.
liked, he beat me. The songs that I liked, I beat him.
Yes, we went back and forth. I'll say right now, Brian is probably a better player than I am.
Is that a challenge? Do I?
Stop. We realize what you got into
Didn't
the last
I
time.
just tell you that I gotta buy a capture card? So
I have one. You can have it. Let's go.
Oh boy.
Put it down.
Oh, no.
So
Let's go to Dave & Buster's right now.
Point being, Pistol Whip is a rhythm game in the style of Guitar Hero, and there's sing games, but with shooting people in the face. So I'm
It
on
looks
board.
better than that lightsaber one from Star Wars.
10 out of 10. John Wick Guitar Hero is my. That's my go-to.
Cool. Let's move on
go.
to another, but a JRPG from a line of huge JRPGs, Japanese RPGs, Tales of Arise, which Tales of Arise. I think the last one I played was Tales of Symphonia. Was a GameCube game. I played some of the Tales games. They're great JRPGs, turn-based style. If that's your thing,
that's what you love.
Oh,
if that's your thing, play the Tales games.
I think I did see this one. It's like it looked kind of close to like Final Fantasy almost.
Yes.
I think I saw this one. Yeah, it looked pretty good.
Tales of Arise looks awesome. It's a new option in Tales Shooter. The last one we got, I think it's in the video, was 2017.
Yeah.
The last one I played was like 2013-14 was Tales of Symphonia. I have not played one in a long time, but they put them out. They're always quality, always good content. Let's move on.
Yeah.
And as we're going to talk about, not a AAA game, I would call this a double A game because of how good it is, how much fun it is. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker
I cannot
Saga.
wait.
I'm with you.
I cannot
I'm with you.
wait.
So for me, I played the sequel, the trilogy, original trilogy Legos, and then they put out a prequel version of the original trilogy. So the episode 1, 2, and 3 in a Lego format. And me and my ex-girlfriend played these games vehemently. So we played damn near 100% original trilogy, damn near like 80% prequel trilogy, damn near like 75% Indiana Jones. Like, we love the Lego games. They're great co-op games. They're a lot of fun and a lot of hidden stuff, a lot of things to go back, a lot of replay value. I'm on board for Skywalker Saga. They're redoing the prequels. They're redoing the original trilogy, and they're going to do the latest trilogy. But as Bill said, we're going to have to wait until the release of Episode 9, Rise of the Skywalker.
Rise of the Skywalker is Christmas.
December.
They obviously don't want to undercut their movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to say February. It's probably the release.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
Maybe, because I don't think the release date was put on this.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
There's no release date.
I don't know.
Really?
Both at the same time, maybe?
I
don't think?
I don't see it.
No?
I don't
You don't
see
think
it.
to hype up
Well,
the movie,
no,
they're
but-
gonna release the game
No,
at the
keep
same
in
time?
mind, Disney's Disney, and they know they're going to make money regardless of whatever they do. So,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's put this out, make as much money from it, wait a couple weeks, then put this out,
I
make
can
money
see
from
that,
it.
I guess,
That's just my personal opinion.
I can see that.
I don't see Disney releasing it at the same time because they know the problem of spoilers.
Yes.
Which
So-
they just had their whole campaign with Avengers. Guys,
That's
we've already done that.
I have a lot of respect for people that are Marvel fans because it took me a week and a half to see Endgame, and I had no spoilers. I was all over social
I'm going
media.
to tell you, we did
I
a
had
good
no
job.
spoilers. Yeah.
The Marvel diehards did
we
really...
held it together.
We held it together, and if anyone knows me, I'm a meme queen. I'm the motherfucker
Yes,
that's
you
sharing shit.
I can
You
literally
played
every
really
time I
good
saw
on
him
yourself.
too. He was like,
No, wait, you were still banned.
he was like,
At that point,
no,
you
but
still
he
were.
had a
I
second
switched
account.
to Dark.
He was like chomping at the bit, like, dude, I got these fire memes.
I had him on deck, dude. I had him
know,
on
he
deck.
said-
He's like scratching, like, did the memes, but it took.
He sent them me.
He did it. He waited 2 weeks.
I
was really
went
proud.
opening night, and I'm so thankful I have a girlfriend who, even she is not into this nerddom that I am, she still appreciated it. She went, that was a good movie. And like she pointed out the plot points to me that she thought could have been changed.
Yeah.
How many times did you see it?
I've only seen it once.
I saw it twice in theaters, once at home.
I saw it 3 times
Yeah.
in theaters. It was-
3 in
oh my
theaters.
God,
Look at you.
So good.
Look at you, big
No.
boy.
Anyway,
Look at you.
we're not
were
talking
supposed to
about
go to
Marvel.
we were supposed to go to IMAX, but I just went, you know what? I'm just gonna wait. Let's just make this ejecting.
That's right.
Yeah,
Me and myself dropped close to $100
I saw it
to
on
see
the
the same
Friday
movie.
that it released because they were sold out so fast. I did not make it Thursday night. So I saw the Friday was released, and then I saw the week. No. So I bought tickets after that for the next weekend on a Friday. But in between the time, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, I was like, I have a Fire Stick. I'm just going to watch it at home. And I watched it at home, and it was great.
No,
at home.
I remember buying my tickets and texting you. It's like, Reese, you probably should do this. So I'm like,
Yes,
oh,
I
no,
remember.
I'm standing in line. I just went, Reese, don't not.
Remember,
stand
and I
in line.
texted Bill back, and I was like, dude, I'm like, listen, my buddy is the guy that buys the tickets, and he fucked up. And he waited. It was what it was. We saw it Friday night. I didn't miss anything. So.
I got to go to a movie theater, relaxing seats, and we watched the movie.
So
Next
like-
one on the list, Reese. God
So
damn,
Lego
I'm drunk
Star
too.
Wars is coming out. We also got a new Tom Clancy game. We have 2 new Tom Clancy games.
Oh, okay.
So the one you were talking about was Ghostlands, Ghost World, Ghost
Tom Clancy
Mansion,
is
Ghost War,
Give me a second. Wait.
Ghost Father,
He's not gonna stop.
Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon. Yes.
Wildlands. I actually didn't play it. I heard it got terrible reviews.
So we're gonna take Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, and we're gonna marry it with Tom Clancy's Wildlands and make a brand new game out of it.
Wrong.
Not doing all that great.
Wrong.
It's doing great.
No, wait, which one are you talking about? Are you talking about Breakpoint, the new Tom Clancy game?
No.
I'm asking you.
What?
About-
What do you want?
Ghost. The new
Wildlands.
Tom Clancy. That you said it was a lot like Wildlands.
Yeah, I don't. It's just a regular. It's the typical Tom Clancy game.
It's on Switch?
I don't know.
Well,
Isn't everything on Switch at this point, Bill?
Everything's coming to Switch. Nintendo apparently has taken over. And
The
all
reason
games-
why
fair enough. Anyway, Rainbow Six Outbreak. Looks fucking
Quarantine.
Right.
Outbreak was awesome. That's why I brought this up, Bill. I was trying to tie you in.
God damn it.
No,
Jennifer Carpenter's not in this.
I'm not a big Tom Clancy guy. The competitive meta for me is Rainbow Six Siege. That's the game that's still current.
If you want to get shot once in the face and die, God damn it, so realistic.
Well, I'm just saying. That's
So realistic. I'll tell you right now, we'll talk about it on what we're playing next when we get after this point, but I've been playing Division 2. It's the first Tom Clancy game that I've given a shit about since a Splinter Cell game 7-8 years ago. I was going to say that.
Shit. Okay, the Division 2.
Also,
that was already
don't-
released though, wasn't it?
Actually, I don't know if it's on your
It
list,
came out before E3.
sir. I don't know if it's on your list. Was a Splinter Cell game announced.
Who is still playing Splinter Cell games?
Apparently, people who think they're good at stealth but really aren't.
Yo, listen. When I play a game and
I
it
watch
says
it
this
when
mission is supposed to be stealthy, I just
When I
piss in the
hear
wind, dude.
about
Chucking
new-
grenades wherever
I
I
want to
go.
see how you play Dishonored.
When I hear about Splinter Cell games being announced, when I hear about Hitman games being announced, I'm like, who the fuck is still playing these games? And I'm like, don't get me wrong, I get the idea and the allure of playing a stealth game, but at the same time, I'm like, fuck that. Give me
Who
a gun.
wants to do
I'm gonna
stealth
kick
anymore?
a door in, I'm gonna shoot everyone in the face, man. I don't know, that's just me.
That's why I appreciate the Dishonored games. They went, yeah, you can do stealth, but if you just want to be a
So,
fucking maverick,
I just literally don't. And if they offer me stealth, I just don't do it.
With that said, Rainbow Six Quarantine, they're going to follow the path of Outbreak. 3-player co-op, that's what I was talking about earlier. 3-player co-op seems to be the thing, man.
This is Breakpoint, right?
Interesting.
No, this is Quarantine.
Yeah,
Quarantine. Is that the same game? Do I have the title wrong?
You might.
Am I wrong?
You might.
3-player co-op, similar to horror game.
Brian,
Yes.
you're drunk.
Yeah, I
Moving
totally
on.
have the title wrong.
God damn it, Brian.
Shit.
God damn it.
Unless it's the game mode. In the
You're all
game.
jacked up on Mountain Dew, Brian.
I
We're
don't
moving
know.
on.
It's these Smirnoff Ices, man. I'm turning into a literal walking vagina.
We got a couple more games to get through for the games that are fresh, new, announced. Let's keep it going. Carry On. Very awesome looking game.
Reese is very interested in this.
Very interesting. It looks like an arcade game. Looks like it's not.
It does. It really does.
Not going to be very expensive, which is cool. I like arcade games. But imagine a game where you play as the monster.
Nintendo
And-
exclusive, right?
No.
No, we didn't actually see it.
I thought they mentioned Nintendo exclusive. No,
No.
it looks awesome.
It's awesome. 2D style, Metroid, Castlevania style. They're saying you play as the monster that is being tested in the lab, and you get the
You have to
fuck.
escape, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
I'm about Carry On. I
It
think
looks
Carry On good.
very interesting. I'll leave
Yeah.
it at that. It is a very
Actually, no, I
arcade
think
feel.
I did see the trailers on that.
Yeah. Looks cool.
I kind of wish they were a little bit gorier.
Yeah, but
If I'm
it's,
playing, like no, games
yeah.
that come around where you play as the monster don't happen very often, and like when
Yes.
you do it, you better do it big. You know what
I'll
I
tell
mean?
you right now,
Like if I'm swallowing somebody, I want like the gore.
I think the
from it.
price ticket
Evolve.
was way
I remember the fucking the goddamn game from earlier. Evolve. That was
Yes.
the name of the goddamn game. Sorry. Carry on.
I feel like the price ticket
Carry
was
on.
a little too high on the Friday the 13th game, but as a game, playing as Jason was fucking awesome.
You loved
dude.
it.
Oh, I loved it, man.
What was
Gripping
it-
up campers
you
and shoving
recommended-
their heads through tree stumps, dude. Oh man, I was all about it.
Was it you that recommended Dying Light?
Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight was really cool. But Carrie looks badass. 2D, Metroid Castlevania style. You're the monster. You're fighting people. I'm on board for that. Next thing that we're going on in the next Edge, bleeding into. See what I did there? Bleeding Edge is the next game we're going to talk about. Cyberpunk style Overwatch is what I basically pulled away from it. It looks like,
It's
a new hero first-person shooter, but they're focusing on melee.
Melee Overwatch.
Yes, melee
It's
Overwatch.
all the best parts about Overwatch and all the best parts about any other medieval game, Elder Scrolls, whatever you played, all
Yeah.
mixed into one.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it.
God damn
Are we
it.
just passing notes back and forth?
You're
We're really
You're
passing
not
notes.
helping.
This is why I hate this show. This is why this show
I don't
bothers
have
me.
any Bill's fault.
This show bothers me. But
Did you want a maybe option? What did you want?
I don't even know what to say.
I put yes, no.
Yes.
Bleeding Edge.
Bleeding Edge is gonna be good.
It's a hero co-op multiplayer game.
Bleeding Edge is good. I've never played Overwatch.
Me
but I
neither.
think
Not at once.
I
Not
think-
at once.
I th-
Bill,
no,
ever
that's-
once? Never
No.
touched
I watch
it.
It's
a lot
reminding
of
of-
Overwatch. It's pretty exciting to watch. I've never played it.
I watch Overwatch. I'm like, wow, that look. Every time I watch Overwatch, I always have friends that play. I have a lot of friends play Joe, Trent, and they post videos, and I'm like, there's too much going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I'm like, there's too much.
But every now
going
and then
on.
something happens. You're like, oh, that was really crazy.
Yeah,
Overwatch is like a really exciting game to
Yeah.
watch. No, Bleeding Edge is gonna be good. It's gonna be Overwatch Melee. It's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna eliminate all the broken parts of
And it's all-
Overwatch, and it's
all
be-
melee.
it's
Like
fun, yeah.
I feel like that's gonna bring out the more competitive types. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it's by Ninja Theory. It's by the guys that make Overwatch. So therefore, it's probably going to be a solid game. They're probably going to drum this right along. Like we talked earlier with their esports. They're probably going to have a built-in crowd that already respects and likes Ninja Theory.
Right.
So I think this could be a good game for them. I'm not going to throw any shade at it. It's not my cup of tea, but hey, maybe it'll be a lot of fun. The game. Next, we're going to get into Deathloop. Deathloop looks really cool.
Yes.
We got nothing but a cinematic trailer, but from the cinematic trailer, we have two assassins, a female and a male, killing each other repeatedly, and then continually coming back to life. It's by the creators of Dishonored, so Arcane. So I'm there for it. I think that looks badass. I don't know
It
about
does. I need to see actual gameplay though.
I got Dishonored 1 for free after Dishonored 2 came out from the Xbox Store, and I got Dishonored 1 for free, and I liked it, and I played it for like 20 minutes. And I was like, yeah, and I'm gone. Stealth.
Because
Boring.
they literally tell you like, oh, you
Boring
can go
stuff.
stealth, or you can murder everyone, but it gets harder as you go on. You just go, fuck. Well,
Fuck.
that makes sense.
Boring stuff.
You're kind of just like, that makes
But
sense.
Deathloop, being an assassin, gunplay, bringing those things into the element of the Dishonored style, I think I might be more on board for something like Deathloop than I would be for Dishonored. So that might be cool.
That's probably gonna be something I don't necessarily pick up, but I'm gonna keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of something that we're going to be keeping an eye on, which is something I probably have to pick up just because I'm a fucking nerd like that, Elden fucking Ring.
Oh my god.
I need more info.
Okay.
No, you don't need more info.
So
Yes, I
no,
do.
So I'll
you
tell
do
you
not
right
need
now.
more info.
So me and Bill, very much so.
Hold on. Reese, before you get into this, me and Reese have been watching a Guillermo del Toro inspired fucking game for over a year. We still don't know what the fuck's going on.
And by the way,
I'm gonna have to take this time.
There was no news from E3 for Death Stranding. No new news. We did get a trailer that showed a lot more about 2 weeks ago, which we talked about in our last episode. But no new news E3 for Death Stranding.
So I'm gonna take my time. Yes, it's George R.R. Martin, but
I literally wrote in my notebook #Thrones y'all
Don't you?
because
Don't you?
George R.R. Martin.
George R.R. Martin.
I can't wait. That's gonna be the game. that
but
gets me
Dark
back into
Souls
single player.
style. That has me intrigued.
No, it doesn't. You hate that. It has you
both
very
do.
upset.
No, the fact
I'm
that Dark Souls
learning
style
to live with it,
and
Bill.
open world is what has you intrigued. It's not
On
one
rails.
level. It's open world Dark Souls style.
If you kind of cut that part out.
Don't put in my
Like,
notes.
So,
Stop being
so
a-
my thing is,
If
and
you
we,
if you link these two, I'm all set. Fuck this part.
we've talked about this on the show a lot. The Dark Souls series have never been a series that me and Bill have given any fucks about.
But we're gonna just say like, kudos to you who want
Yes.
to just be stressed. And
I don't know.
I've
Board game's
recently,
pretty cool.
I've recently gone back and started playing Bloodborne, just over the last 2 months, and I've started to love it and accept it for what it is. But even with that said, which I'll talk about in later in the what have we been playing, but I was like, I need to go play a game for fun. Because playing Bloodborne, playing From Software games is work.
Yes.
It's work. And I'm not even mad at it, but sometimes I just want to play a game and have fun
Yeah.
and not work.
I played the Dark Souls board game, and that's really fun. If you like to sit down for 18-hour game sessions and beat level
Same season. I'm a
1A,
D&D guy.
level 1A in 18 hours is cool if you like to do that.
Yeah.
But most people are like, why would you want to do that?
Oh, I'm on board for that. I'm on
It's
board.
fun if you like to do that.
everyone needs their own escape. Dark Souls is my type of escape.
So Bloodborne has been, I had fun with it. I've moved on. I'll talk about it later. But I'm there for George R.R. Martin.
I am too.
But
Store
more
it.
so.
That's going to be interesting, especially because of what happened in the season 8. You know, let's not talk about it. Let's not go.
Brian, we're not doing that.
We don't have enough alcohol here to talk about it. But let's move
Oh,
on
God,
to
we only have 2 left.
super
What the
cool
fuck?
indie game coming out, Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate looks good.
Me and Reese both talked. We've never played any of the previous Baldur's Gate games.
No, but this one's gonna come by from Stadia. It looks like a lot of fun.
So I've never played Baldur's Gate as far as like video games go. However, I do have a Baldur's Gate board game, and it's like one of my top 3 favorite
Really?
like board games to play. So anything like Baldur's Gate, anything that has to do with D&D, usually is written pretty well.
The cinematic alone was very.
interesting.
I was gonna say graphic.
Yeah.
It just wasn't what Reese and I were expecting.
No.
You just see like, we'll put it this way. Imagine like the Battle of King's Landing, and the guy just, his face just starts morphing, and oh god, and he turns into a squid. We just kind of just went, okay. I know I really paraphrased that, but
No, I'm there.
that's really what happens. And me and Reese just went, okay, that's a video game.
Yeah, so on top of that, we also got the Blair Witch trailer, which looks like a cool indie game. They're finally bringing Blair
Creepy.
Witch to the game. And, you know, it looks creepy. It looks like, reminds me of the type of indie game that I like. It reminds me of your Until Dawns. It reminds me of your Life is Strange or your Hellblade or What Remains of Edith Finch's. It seems like someone that gives a fuck about storytelling has made the game, and those are typically my favorite games.
And I believe someone said,
Not
like,
a
just
AAA.
why wasn't
Not
this...
a AAA.
Not a AAA. It's,
Really?
No, it's like a 15.
No, it's single
no,
life
it's
at the
not.
most. It's an
Fair
indie
enough.
game. Which
It's one of those
is
ones
what
where-
a Blair Witch game should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna underestimate this game, and I feel like it. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's gonna probably be one of the best looking games overall.
All right,
if
so
we
if
really
it,
see.
yeah, but see, that's the thing though. If they sell it for $15-20 or whatever, and it works out, you get some DLC going. You know what I mean? Don't overkill it out the gate and make your game fail because nobody wants to
You
pay
should get a job at EA.
for a AAA game that's not a AAA game. You know what I mean?
You should
You
get a
wanna
job
work
at
at
EA.
GameStop?
You should get a job at EA with them in town.
Like you can sell the game, then like
I
buy it
thought
back
about
for.
that, but I would get fired because I'm actually smart.
Do you want to work at GameStop? Like you can
we
sell
got
the game and like buy back for
two
like
more
$1.
games that were fresh, brand new announcements from this year's E3. One, both of them we cannot skip because one is a game that we've already got one game out of it, we got a sequel out of it, and neither of them hit the mark of what they promised was going to be delivered. This one looks like it might. Watch Dogs Legion.
I don't know.
No.
I'm still on the fence. I was all on board for Watch Dogs. I'm a big Ubisoft guy, especially
Yes.
back then. I backed Assassin's Creed. I'm like, you know what,
It
this
was-
is gonna be fun. And then I didn't buy it, and the reviews came out, and they were negative. And I'm like, I'm glad I didn't buy it. And Watch Dogs 2 fixed a lot of things, but still, I heard a lot of people like, yeah, they fixed it, but so
I
maybe
played Wa-
Legions will take this and move it to the next level.
I played Watch Dogs 1. It just felt too. I believe
Convenient?
I believe it was said in the video. GTA hack.
Yeah, yeah, but that's what they promised, but they still didn't deliver on.
No, not
I never played Watch Dogs, but this newest, installment actually looks pretty cool. Like
It does.
The type of stuff they describe that you can do, like the fact that you can take over NPCs and they have their own like direct like dialogue and narrative and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like that pretty much opens their game up to an infinite amount of like things that you could potentially
Agreed.
do. Like,
Agreed.
and so and that's all we really got from like the cinematic point of view and like the points that they made. Who's to say there's not more? Who's to say there's not more other like innovative, I guess, directions you can go in the game that fit that same mold? You know what I mean?
I'm with that. And lastly, because we're going to take another break, because we talked a lot about what's going on in E3. Before we take another break, lastly, the biggest announcement for a brand new release that we did not know about going into E3 is got to be Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2.
I think you mentioned that game, the very first one in our very first episode.
Our very first episode was our top 3 2017 games of all time, and Breath of the Wild was easily in my top 3 because that was a phenomenal fucking game. It was a great game.
Reason I took this one from you. So our number one is, what's the one you guys already knew? It's Breath of the Wild 2.
Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah.
By far. We didn't really get any like big gameplay or anything like that, but that is going to be the biggest one of the newest games we did not know about.
It's the quickest turnaround, though. That's quicker than Assassin's
Well,
Creed.
it was already their biggest title for the original Switch release. Like that was like.
But
the stuff that
they
they
Assassin's
marketed
Creed
for
it though.
I know
They did
so many
Origins and
people.
Odyssey within a year.
I know so many people that bought a Switch just to play Legend of Zelda, and now they're releasing the sequel, and it's gonna be dope.
Well, here's the thing. It was cool about Breath of the Wild is that was an awesome game, but they didn't give you a lot of super. They didn't give you DLC, they didn't give you anything like that, and now they're already announcing a sequel, which is smart for.
Because
Nintendo.
DLC is not Nintendo's thing.
No.
I don't blame them
They're
at
not
all.
EA, dude. They're not EA.
Well, okay, so
They don't give you Link, and then like you gotta pay $13.99 a month for like 5 years to unlock Zelda.
we got through the
I'll give
new
that one.
games we knew nothing about, the brand new announcements. Let's just tackle real quick the games that we already knew were coming that we got news on at E3. And we might as well come right out of the bag and get it out of the way. Avengers.
Oh.
Avengers.
I'm intrigued. The internet is not.
Okay. What's your takeaway from
It's
Avengers?
it looks old. It looks dated,
Yeah.
and I think it looks like they announced. I don't know if it's on your list. They announced another Marvel game
Ultimate Alliance, that's for the Switch.
exclusively for the Switch, and
Yeah.
this Avengers game looks like it was designed to be just played on the Switch.
Oh.
Like it doesn't.
I feel
Although there is the Spider-Man line that I saw. It's like, they're
where
off
we're
in
at.
San Francisco,
Yeah,
but in
how
this
can you-
trailer, you see them on the San
How can you
Francisco
go from
Bridge.
like Spider-Man, like everybody?
Square Enix,
Spider-Man
it's
was
not
awesome.
Insomniac. It's not Insomniac games.
But like, how can you?
Square Enix.
Well, just in general, how can you go from that to like?
No, that wasn't my
the
point. It was,
Avengers movie looks like,
because,
you know
as
what I mean?
Reese knows, if you go by Avengers Tower, like, oh, they're not there. They're on the West Coast.
Yeah.
The trailer shows them on the San Francisco Bridge. So there could be that crossplay at some point.
My big
I
takeaway
just
from
meant as far
this.
as
My
game
big
looks.
takeaway from this
Oh,
is
yeah.
that it looks a little dated. The gameplay looks a little rigid. But these are the positives. Positives. Original storyline, completely
They're
original.
wearing
We have
hockey
great voice actors. We have Nolan North, who does the voice of Nathan Drake on Uncharted. He's doing the voice of Tony.
Oh, it's Troy Baker.
Troy Baker's doing the voice of Bruce Banner.
Is he?
We have solid voice actors on this. And
No. I'm not saying it doesn't have the potential to be.
no, but I'm talking about the positives.
I'm just saying it looks dated. That's all.
It looks like
but
it looks like Christian Bale should be looking at this character and go, we don't wear hockey pads.
my biggest thing, there are negatives with the game, but the positives for it, I feel like outweigh the negatives. Because, yeah, it looks a little dated, but the gameplay can still be great.
It could
And then
be.
The big things that I'm talking about, I'm taking away from it, is that they've announced that it's going to be 4-player online cooperative, and that they will be announcing new heroes for the Avengers and new storylines that are all free of charge.
But-
that's where I'm at.
But it's not open world.
No. We
I
can't.
find that.
Are you surprised?
Open world's not like necessarily a big deal, I guess. I don't know.
Are you surprised?
With the Avengers, you don't want to be open world?
Hawkeye's open world.
Okay,
Black
maybe,
Widow's
like,
open world.
I
How are they
don't-
traveling?
If it was
Assassin's
like
Creed it, bitch.
if it was like I don't know if it was like a Tony Stark
That's just me.
exclusive or something like
I
that, like
get
an
it.
Iron Man game, yes, you'd want to be open world.
Of course.
But the fact that like, you can't take every character and like fly across New York
True.
City or
Yes.
LA and like
Yes.
like Iron Man, it's not really like a big
Just
deal.
the
I
processing
guess.
for that
Yeah.
alone would be. I understand, but
It would be
that,
cool if it was. It just
that
it
is
doesn't
my
necessarily
one
need it.
tack in like the bad comments.
Guess
Like,
what?
I thought this was supposed to be open world.
We will find out May 15th of 2020. They already announced that all the new heroes will be
And
added
Bill
to
will
this
find
thing.
out May 22nd. Because
So-
Bill waits a week.
Next, we're going to jump into the next big announcement of the game we've been waiting for. Filming at the Mount Ford, this was one of my top 3 in our last episode of our top 3 expectations. 3 is the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Fucking obsessed.
2 Blu-ray discs. The first disc is going to take place of all the Midgar saga, all the Midgar campaign. The second disc will take on the rest. I think it makes sense. It was a 3-disc CD back in 1998 when it first came out.
Oh, wasn't it
And-
4?
on the PlayStation
Well,
1?
it might have been 4.
I feel like it was probably a 4 on the PlayStation.
But-
On the PS1?
On
Yeah, I
PS1.
remember that. I had like a big thick.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
a 4 then.
Yeah.
But what was great about that was you got the Midgar saga, and that was just the first disc of a CD. These are Blu-rays, and I don't even know if those CDs were double.
You said 2? Oh,
2 Blu-rays.
You're in for a while.
From the
Blu-rays. It's a lot of data.
from the gameplay that I saw, it looks like super polished. Like
Yes.
it looks like really good.
Yes.
Like they did a really good job.
What did you have to?
15.
Okay,
15,
15. Is it that polished?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It looks really good.
It was one I didn't really pay attention
really
to because
good.
I'm not the Final Fantasy
You didn't
player.
miss much. You didn't miss. It was GTA Final Fantasy. That was my problem with 15.
They did a really.
No, I meant for this update, but
They did a
you just put it as
really
that.
good job.
15
was
was GTA Final Fantasy.
So
Man.
GTA with Japanese haircuts. Got
Yeah.
it.
We got this coming March 3rd of next year. March 3rd. Let's keep the ball moving. Ball moving. We have another big game, another big IP that we got announced from Bethesda. Possibly one of the only positives in this game from Bethesda's conference was the announcement of Doom Eternal.
Don't know, don't care because
You're a Doom guy.
I am, but I made my point clear after the last Doom. The remake of Doom right before the movie was my favorite of all time. It actually had a storyline. It wasn't just explore, boss, explore, boss, explore, boss. That's what the last Doom was for me. I'm sorry The Rock and Carl Urban destroyed your fucking franchise, but it's still not that bad of a fucking movie. I'll still watch it.
So hopefully Bethesda.
But Doom 3 is my favorite Doom of all time.
Hopefully Bethesda's gonna knock out the park. This looks like more of the same for me.
No, it's
It looks more of the same.
Like
it looks
just gory.
it looks like updated. It's not necessarily gory. It looks updated. It fits in with all the the graphics and processing power that all the gen consoles have. But it has that like that classic Doom feel you've played in every Doom game.
Yeah.
It's for I don't know.
I just
It
feel like
should be for you. It's definitely for us. It's for all those nostalgia whores. They want the old stuff, but they still want
Bill's
the
more
new
of a
stuff.
Doom
You know what
guy
I mean?
than I am.
Do you feel
know what
like
I mean?
Doom needs to just go to sleep for a little bit and bring back maybe Quake? or
When they
something like
first
that?
announced there was a new Doom sequel at E3 last year, me and you were both already? We just got
Yeah.
Doom a year ago. Give us some time. Give us some breathing.
bring back Quake for fuck's sake.
Never gonna happen.
No, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of developers
Or even something
on board,
original.
not on board with that this year, and we're getting a lot of the same, and nobody really wants to
Who-
Nobody really wants to put out something good and let it rest for a bit. Everybody's pushing the next thing. We got.
Well, I feel like Sony learned from Days Gone. I really feel like that's why Sony was not present this year because Days Gone failed.
It failed for what they wanted it to do.
Yeah.
It didn't make the money they wanted to do. But a lot of game companies that make consoles are going to have to make a lot of money over the next game we talk about, which is Call of Duty Modern Warfare Soft Reboot Cross-Platform Multiplayer Accessibility.
This is the
I'll see you
first.
both on the battlefield.
Game changer.
This is the
Game
first
changer.
time we're seeing this.
Game
And
changer.
I'm fully.
Game changer.
I'm not against it at all.
First time, as far as what
Cross-platform.
Well, no, there has been other cross-platform,
full
but
AAA title, first-person
Full
shooter,
AAA class.
cross-platform. Yeah, you had Fortnite and Minecraft aside from Sony did cross-platform. This is the first legitimate full-on.
yes.
Who cares?
Everyone's doing it.
I mean, yeah, what's that?
Wow.
No, that means that's a lot. That's
Minecraft, Fortnite,
we talked about.
I don't care, but it's
that.
still.
We talked about earlier. We're at the point
gotta
where it
build
doesn't
steps
matter
somewhere.
what console you're on anymore. We're bridging the
Agreed,
gap.
okay,
and
okay.
So this is the first game that's we're on board with that. We're bridging the gap.
Yes,
Everybody can play
yes.
whatever they want, and it doesn't matter anymore.
This is legitimately going to release worldwide on cross-platforms.
Yeah.
It's the first of them all.
This is
First
gonna be
ever.
a soft
First,
reboot.
it took
which-
Fortnite over a year to talk Sony into cross-platform, and they didn't even go console to console. They went strictly console to PC, with
yeah.
no cross-platform with Xbox.
This is close to my heart because the Modern Warfare series that I've talked about before on the show is one of the few single-player first-person shooter games that I adore. The story was great. The online interface was awesome. The online gameplay was awesome. So I am here for a Modern Warfare Soft Reboot. I'll be buying it day one. We're looking at this in October 26th. Oh yes,
I'll be pre-ordering. I know. I said I wasn't gonna pre-order
I don't know.
games anymore. I'll be
October
pre-ordering.
26th. So
I mean, guys, the
where
only
do you
thing we really have not talked about is Cyberpunk.
There's some other big games. So we'll get to Cyberpunk, but real quickly, we do have Outer World, which is a game coming out by Obsidian.
It
which
looks
is-
interesting. It does.
looks
I'm
interesting.
gonna give it that.
Obsidian, the guys that were from Interplay, that made the original Fallout. They are the guys that designed Fallout New Vegas. I'm excited for that. Halo Infinite, we can't not have a gaming show announcing about Halo Infinite. Halo number 6, I think, or 5 in the actual
it's
timeline.
7.
It'll be. I think it's 6. It's in the,
It's 6?
as far as total titles released. It's
Who's
6.
still playing Halo? Who's playing for the Halo?
You almost said Fallout. I was gonna go with you, fucker.
I am.
Well, who's playing Fallout still?
Well, I'm not playing 76.
Are you playing 52-person Battle Royale or what?
No, but
Don't do that to him.
I'm here for Fallout 76 with the updated NPCs, updated quests, updated dialogue.
You're a guest. Remember your damn place.
It's what you deserve from the launch, and they didn't give it to you.
So Halo Infinite's coming out. There's gonna be a lot of Xbox fans that are really happy. There's Gears of War 5 coming out. So I'll be Xbox fans that be
No
happy.
gameplay. We didn't get to see anything.
We didn't get gameplay. We got some cinematic shit, but we got Gears of War 5 gameplay last year at E3, which did look
a little
good.
bit. Yeah,
look good.
It just looks like the regular classic Gears of War. Anybody that likes Gears of War is gonna like the next one.
And before we move into Cyberpunk, we saved Cyberpunk for the end of our show. Cyberpunk was kind of the big hitter this year. Before we get into that, I have to take a moment to talk about Star Wars Fallen Order. Star Wars Fallen Order.
Oh my god.
That was the one. That was the one for me this year. I was like, I'm creaming my pants.
It does look amazing.
I'm creaming my pants. Single player, action RPG, no multiplayer, no pay to play. I am here, EA, the final EA Star Wars game, before it goes back to the hands of Lucas Games. I can't wait, and I love Disney for throwing money at Lucas Games and making them a company
against
again.
this.
I like the idea. I'm on the fence. I like the idea. I do think the gameplay looks a little bit dated. It could be updated. It does have the same classic mechanics that you got with
what's bad about Force Unleashed? Tell me what's bad about Force Unleashed.
I'm not saying there's something bad about Force Unleashed. I love Force Unleashed.
Okay.
But there's nothing really new. They're not bringing anything new to the table. They have a new story, but you get the same. I don't know.
It's the same feel. I feel like the same feel as Force Unleashed. I won't argue that.
I feel like the way the movies are going, at least, and with Disney taking over with Star Wars and Marvel and stuff like that, I feel like at this point there should be something that's all right, let's take it to the next level. Let's go for the next big thing. And they're just it seems to me like a little bit of a cop out.
You're not wrong, and I don't disagree with you, but I feel like moving forward, now that we know that this is EA's final game, we will get that.
I mean, I'm definitely.
And
don't worry. I'll be keeping my eye on it. It looks really good. I just think there's so much more they could have done with it.
Learning that this is EA's final game and looking at it, and it's so reminiscent of Force Unleashed. The thing you got to remember, Force Unleashed was the last game before EA took over.
Okay.
So I'm EA is we learned from our mistakes in the Battlefront games in the last 7 years, and now we're going to go back to when Lucas still had it, and they made Force Unleashed, and everyone loved Force Unleashed. Let's make a game like that. So that's why I'm so happy, because I'm EA's learning that's what they should do.
I just feel of all the stuff that I saw at E3, there were so many games that fit in with we got to stick to the classic. We got to stick to what everybody likes, what everyone's familiar with.
Though.
And Jedi Fallen Order was that one game where I was like, dude, I really hope they push the envelope with this one. I hope they bring something new in, because this has the potential to be something really good. You have all that other stuff going for you, the movies and everything that Disney's got going on.
We saw Force Whitaker's character was on K280, L2D's character. We're gonna get a lot of fan service.
This was the game that had that potential to be let's move ourselves up into the next level. Let's get to the next big thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it didn't do it for me. Really.
Okay,
as far as what I saw, and actually playing the game itself might prove me wrong.
Understood.
But there wasn't a whole lot of gameplay. They had gameplay. That's a positive. They were one of the few games.
Day one purchase.
But it was
Day one purchase.
It was I'm gonna have to play this, and when I'm done, decide whether or not.
After I buy it and I text you, I'm yo, you should get it.
As far as being on the fence goes, I'm so far down the line on the fence that I don't really know where to jump with.
I'm leaning in the green. I'm leaning in the green. I'm
I'm in the green as well.
Yeah.
But also
I liked what I saw.
All three of us know. All these games have major patches after they come out.
Of course,
that's true. That is why I waited the 1 week.
Anybody that's out there playing Fallout 76, anyone's out there still playing Anthem.
We're in month 7, and we still don't have that major patch that brought in NPCs or something like that.
It's coming soon. It's coming soon. Nuclear Wasteland.
No, I'm glad.
All right, Reese. Let's.
Before we get out of here, because we've been running a long episode.
God, I know you want to talk so much.
Before we get out of here. The big ticket item, this big AAA game that came out of from CJ Product Red, the makers of the Witcher series, Witcher 3, still heralded as one of the best RPGs of all time. We got more and more knowledge about Cyberpunk 2077.
It's the most wholesome game ever released.
You're breathtaking.
Jesus Christ, Keanu.
You're breathtaking.
That is what sold their conference completely. The guy who yelled at Keanu is getting a collector's edition of the game. Before anyone. I've even seen the tweet.
You were telling me you Googled
which
it.
I just find amazing. Like, it's...
No, and they even had him on the stage, too.
Yeah.
They brought him out in person on the stage to present the game. It was awesome.
I missed that.
So he's playing the character of Johnny Silverhand. So what I've read is that Keanu Reeves has the second most lines of any character in this game. And that he's supposed to be, what the rumor is, he's kind of like your noir voiceover throughout the game. So what the theory is that Johnny Silverhand is a character that you don't even see, or no one else can see, only you can see and hear him. And he's talking to you throughout the game. It's not a gimmick. It's not oh, hey, Keanu, let's attach to it and let's make a lot of money. No, Keanu Reeves' character, Johnny Silverhand, is a very pivotal and one of the most important characters in the game. And
But also,
I am
why
all
did we
about
not
it.
see him last year when this game was shown?
Because all we saw was gameplay last year. I think they do gameplay first. I think they figure out the engine first, how the game mechanics work, and then they add story on top.
They did it the smart way.
I'm fully behind against
That's my
Keanu
opinion.
being in this game.
That's how you show up to E3 and not be Bethesda, where people are making fun of you in between every
Damn,
single
That's it.
pause.
That's
how you
it
do
right
that.
there. My Mysterious Stranger tattoo is itching and burning right now from you saying that, but yes, I agree.
I'm already against what I just.
Oh,
I
let's hear
literally
it. Let's
just
hear
said.
it.
This might be day one.
Day one purchase.
This might be
Cyberpunk. Day one purchase. We don't have a date yet. It's 2020.
It looks amazing.
I don't know.
You can find us online at www.gamingbuzz.com, Twitter at GamingBuzz, or Facebook.com/GamingBuzz. Special thanks to a multitude of breweries and viewers like you. Don't forget to check out RNS Podcast and Black Mirror Reflections.